Okay. We are back. We are back. It is the world's most dangerous podcast. 151 CP3 Lady Antoinette is back with us this week. CP3 should be happy because a certain bill got passed.
Yes, sir. We did finally pass that recreational marijuana law in Maryland. So a lot of people I know are happy, a lot of people I know are not. But for the business venture, I'm very happy.
We also got our first black governor.
Oh yeah,
That's a
that's
milestone. That was the first part of the voting.
what she said.
Thank you, Lady Antoinette.
Some things some people care about, some things some people don't.
I mean, that's historic as well. There are two historic aspects of voting this this election. So um, so yes, marijuana passed their recreational. Well, I said marijuana passed their but I mean
It did.
people in favor of marijuana. It passed, and
Did you cry, CP3?
I think
I
probably.
was I was happy.
Did you celebrate?
Of course.
Okay.
Yeah.
How'd you celebrate?
Oh. Did you celebrate that we have our first black governor?
I
Say
mean,
yes.
what's more,
Say yes.
I'm not, my cousin is a lobbyist for him. I haven't really looked at his platform, but I mean, it's good that we have our first black governor. But I do want to say, as impartial, I didn't have a problem with Hogan. I thought he was, even as a Republican, I felt like he was a decent governor for the state.
A lot of people did like Hogan.
Yeah.
A lot of people did. I was not one of those people.
We
I didn't
can.
like it when he first came in office. I personal reasons. I mean, it personal and for my community. He cut the budget for Prince George's County, Montgomery County, and Baltimore County public schools immediately when he came into office, and that just happened to be those three counties that he lost to Anthony Brown. So I wasn't a fan of his from the beginning. I tried. I did like how he stood up to our president in reference to COVID related things at the height of COVID pandemic. But yeah, that's it.
He created revenue, he did great jobs, did make some things better. Now, nobody's perfect. Like I said, as a Republican, he actually, you know, goes against it, and he does actually do care about some of the people. Most of them don't care about nobody but themselves. But
Correct.
you can see that he, did have genuine concern, like I said, on the COVID stuff and with some of the unemployment issues, and passing calls for the food stamps through the COVID.
Yep.
So he did, understand the plight of the middle class and the folks that's not making, ends meet. That he wasn't one of those politicians, especially Republicans, that you know only knows about their tax bracket and don't care about anybody else, and wouldn't fight for those things. And even the sanctuary situation.
I did like the unity that he had
Yeah,
with
so that's what I
Virginia and
say.
DC as
Yeah,
well.
so I mean, like I say, as a politician, as a Republican politician, as a white Republican politician in Maryland, a highly black Democratic state, I felt like he did a decent job while he was in office.
I was very shocked when he was elected, though.
I was too. I didn't think that it would happen, but some of the Republicans told me that he was a quality person, and I let his party cloud my judgment, and to his term, he proved that he was
Well, the reason it wasn't just him. He was running against Anthony Brown, who was our lieutenant governor prior to, who was a very strong Democratic candidate. So for him to win against Anthony Brown of all people, I was like,
But I recall,
wow.
I think Brown did have some issues or something going on.
The administration did, not Anthony Brown. So, but I mean, he's gone on to be better, do bigger and better things in the Senate. So,
Everything happens for a reason.
correct. But yeah, that was good. I'm glad that we got people out there to vote. I'm glad that voting, regardless of what happened or what was on the ballot, something on the ballot piqued your interest as well. I'm happy to hear that.
I've been trying to, stay abreast of certain topics in the news.
Certain.
Some I stay away from. I used to be highly political, but it would always get me in trouble. So there's certain topics I generally now stay away from, unless really, really, really provoked and I have to make a statement. But other than that, I stay
Really,
away.
really, really provoked.
Yeah, like with this, the Kyrie situation. I had to put a
Okay.
post up the other day about that because all of
I
these,
think I saw your
yeah,
post.
all of these, excuse me, folks that's trying to make him a victim. Oh, there, man. I mean, some of the I don't know the whole list of the stuff that they're trying to make him do to get reinstated. I know some of the stuff is crazy or whatever, whatever.
Yeah.
But
It's crazy.
yeah, but I mean, my thing, the post I put up is okay. I understand all y'all defenders. How would y'all feel if Steve Nash posted a video of the KKK without no context or no comment, and then someone asks him about it, and he gets defensive and doesn't answer the question? How would you react?
So we actually have had situations where it was similar. Like, look at Virginia. We literally had someone that was a high ranking official within Virginia, and he used to dress in blackface. We have a photograph of him in blackface,
Yeah,
and that was brushed off.
but
So
then you know why it was brushed off? Because if they persecute him,
they
most of those
persecuted.
other folks probably already
Correct.
got pictures with blackface
So,
on.
so that's what I'm saying. That's why
So
people were angry because what he did or didn't do wasn't as bad as what some other people had done, and he got punished harshly for that.
but the thing that
So
makes
that
me
was the reason why people were angry.
But yeah, but the thing is, we all know the system is fucked. So why are we upset when we see unbalanced treatment and unbalanced punishment for people of certain color?
Well, it was
But just
actively
because,
going on. It doesn't mean you can still get upset. It's wrong.
yeah,
Yeah, but if you're talking, you got
but
millions of
but
followers and you're saying stuff
Well, he
that goes
eventually
against
spoke,
it.
and even though he said something about it, and he admitted that he did not have all of the beliefs of that documentary, because all he did was post a documentary that's on Netflix. Okay. He did.
Amazon.
Oh no, I thought it was on Netflix.
No, that's on Amazon.
Okay. Well, regardless,
Because that's
it's
what
not
people were
Netflix.
like. Well, no one got mad at Jeff Bezos for making money off of it.
Right. But so he posted a documentary with no context. He didn't say anything about it.
Which in his persona,
Mm.
having the followers he had is in fact
But
promoting it.
Right.
but
But once he finally spoke about it, he said that there were some things he agreed with, which I understand. He agreed with some of the things. He believes that the Holocaust was real because in the documentary it was saying some conspiracy with the Holocaust, like it wasn't real type of stuff. He said he believes the Holocaust was real and it was unfortunate. And then but he does believe it was Hebrews to Negroes. Wake up Black America. That's the name of the documentary. And so he later on stated that he believes some of the stuff that's in it. He agreed with
Yeah,
some
but
of the
if he
stuff,
would
not
if he
everything.
would have answered in the first place instead of getting defensive and snapping on the reporter and refusing to answer the question, he wouldn't have caught the backlash in the first
he
place.
Well,
would have still caught the backlash.
No, if he would have answered the question directly and
He would have
said,
still.
"No, I don't agree with the anti-Semitic stuff that was in there.
Well,
I just posted the video,"
once he cleared
then
that up,
exactly, he
but
said
no,
it
no, no.
after the fact,
But
after you
once he
shut up.
cleared
I'm
it
not
up,
going to answer that question. He
they're
was a
still
dickhead
going at him
because
even
you
after
got
he
But
someone
answered.
that's a flat Earth believer that antivirus that's not playing ball, that's a cancer to whatever team he goes to, and then you're coming out posting this with no context, and when you're asked directly about it, you get defensive and act like a nigger when you're a paid representative of
Are we
a
on
business.
I
That's
hope we're
that's
not
my
on
point. You
TikTok.
cannot be in this spotlight, and this how we talk about adapting in DC, dudes. You can't take them nowhere. Same thing. If you reach that platform, then you have to understand when you post stuff on your social media, you have a responsibility
Right.
when they ask you that question. If you post something that has a question about it,
But unfortunately,
so answer it.
you have to also think about it like this. And I'm just looking at things from all different aspects, all different sides. Just because he plays ball well and that's his profession, now he's in the spotlight. Now he has a responsibility that he doesn't necessarily want. Now everything that he speaks on has to be under the microscope. It's unfortunate. It is where he is, but that's unfortunate. He wants to play ball. But unfortunately, now the way that our society is, because you play ball, you have all these other responsibilities.
And that's why they need to take the cue from Marshawn Lynch. I'm just here so I won't get fined. If it's out your lane, shut the fuck up about it.
But if you
Just like
like
they
the
said
if
on
you
Dave
like the
Chappelle last night,
documentary,
you don't have to say everything that's on your mind.
so here's my thing. For me, when I post something on my page, unfortunately, I have enough people on my page that sometimes I have to go back. And if y'all have ever seen some of my posts that go crazy and go wild, I have to go back and circle back and clear things up. That's irritating.
No, I turn off notifications.
No, but that's what
But-
I'm saying is that's irritating.
But I mean, but it's like one of these things. I'll post something I know that'll stir some, and I know it'll piss people off,
Right.
and then it may not,
So
but
imagine you doing that and then you go to work and somebody at work is questioning you about your post on social media.
I'd probably blow them off.
That's what I'm saying.
I mean,
So
I mean,
unfortunately, he can't go about it like an average everyday
Yeah.
person,
That's the way he has to look at it.
right? But it's still not fair in for him.
Nothing
But
is
see,
nothing is fair.
I know that. I'm not saying
But you
that,
can't-
but I'm saying I understand his frustration when I
Mm.
posted something on my page and then I'm here at work and instead of asking me about basketball, you're asking me about something I posted on social media.
like there was a time when me and the dude was going back and forth about, I think when Eminem was beefing with Machine Gun Kelly, and then after we went back and forth and all this other stuff, then 3 days later he finally had a response to something that I said, and I was like, yo, dog, like we this conversation been over 2 days ago. For you to personal to try to like it's worthless at this point.
Well, you have
And
to,
because I was done with what I said. So some and there's a lot of times when I post stuff, I mean it is what it is. It could be a controversial picture, it could be a controversial statement. After I've been posted, I mean if I feel like talking about it, I'll talk about it. If not, I had a post before then all these people were just talking about it. And I was just looking at just reading the comments. I never posted in it to reply to the comments because I thought it was once I posted it was done. Whether I agree with it or not wasn't even an issue. I was just like,
right, but like CP3 said, for him to post something, it's
It's a
him
whole different ballgame.
agreeing with it. And so, unfortunately, we've seen.
it's our interpretation of him agreeing with it.
No, that's what he's saying. That means that you're promoting because everything that
Just-
you put on your page when you're at that status is a promotion. And that's unfortunate because we've seen social media, all three of us have been around long enough that we have seen social media evolve into you being able to post your private thoughts with a few of your friends to now this is a public stance. You can lose your job off of or not get a job
You can lose a
based off
job.
of what you
Yeah.
put on social media.
Well, most
And
jobs now have a social media policy.
social media has way too much
Power.
power right now, and this is an example of it because real talk, if you take a step back and think about it, it's real simple. All this man did was post a documentary that's on. He never gave his comments on it.
Yeah.
But because of who he is, it's taken completely out of context of what he may have intended. He may have only posted it saying, hey, I want you guys to watch this. This is an interesting, documentary. But because of who he is, if he didn't say anything, it's looked at as an immediate promotion. If I put it up, some people might be like, man, yeah, that documentary is crazy. They're gonna assume that I might not like it. Or they may assume I'm promoting it, but regardless, they're not judging me as a person. But for him, it's completely different. And yes, life isn't fair, but I think that it's unfair in this situation.
They
that he's
asked
in
him
this
directly. He decided to be a dickhead.
It's not what, but it's not. But it's he just decided not to answer the question.
No. Did you see the interview? He was a dickhead. I'm not going to answer that question. Why are you asking me about that?
Because
You-
That's
asking him
not. That's
about
not being a dickhead though.
No. You have to know. Watch the video. He kept on. Dude was being polite. Like I'm just trying to get understanding on what you posted.
But if I- but-
folks
but-
about asking about this.
But if
because-
if I answered it once and told you
and he,
I'm not answering that question,
No, he
and-
didn't. No, he just said I'm not answering because he asked him. So, do you agree with the sentiments in that video?
So
He asked him point blank that.
and he
I'm
said,
not answering that question.
so how's that being a dickhead?
Because now you're leaving it open for interpretation for these other
But I have,
motherfuckers to say
but I
what
have,
you believe to make it get bigger.
but I have,
He
but
could have swatched it and said, "No, I do not. I just shared it. That's it," and it would have been a story.
But here's my thing.
He got defensive.
But take out of the whole equation. Take the fact that he is a star. Okay. If you post something on your page and someone came to you at work and you're having a conversation about work related stuff and they asking you about your personal post on your social media, this is not what we talking about.
But that's the thing. I don't have millions of followers that people are
Correct,
retweeting.
but I'm
So you
saying,
can't take that aspect out of it
what
because
I'm
that changes the whole
saying,
context
right,
of the
that's
conversation.
what I'm saying to you is that this is a man who got irritated.
I'm at a job where I make 40,000 a year, where I know I can't post certain stuff on my page because I will lose my livelihood, which is not
Right.
as much as him. So
Right.
if I had that responsibility, shouldn't he? I don't want to hear this. Oh, well, he should be able to. Yes, you should.
Right.
But in the climate of the world we're in, it's not about should. If my aunt had nuts, she would be my uncle.
Nowadays,
It is not. It is not about what it
unfortunately,
should
that's
be. But we have to look at what it is. He knows the climate. He knows the cancel
Correct,
culture.
he
He
does.
knows what's going. So you can't claim ignorance. Oh, I was just posting it.
No,
you
no,
know
no.
what can happen
He's
because
not
we've
ignorant.
seen people
He's not.
lose their jobs over stuff they post. So
Mm-hmm.
he can't claim, "Oh, I was just posting it. It isn't how I feel. Why am I getting it?" He could have just answered the question. If he could just answered the question, it'd have been a non-story.
Correct.
He wouldn't have got suspended. He wouldn't. No, I don't believe in it. I just posted the video because I thought it was interesting, and I think folks should look at it and give a different perspective.
Mm-hmm.
Just like with the flat Earth shit, he didn't get defensive about that. He stood fast on that flat Earth bullshit, and he still does. But in this situation, he decided to be a dickhead. So I can't let him play the victim because he has to look at the role he played in
No,
this.
no, no. He's not a victim. He's not a victim.
But that's the way people are portraying him as.
Well, that's their problem.
That's why I came out about my post because folks are agreeing that, just like with Kanye, because he's speaking about the Jewish stuff, they're taking his money from him.
you just got us canceled off.
Oh, for what? That's what I said. I asked you, were we on TikTok?
No,
When
we was
he
on
said a
IG,
specific-
but
When you said a specific word, I was like, oh, people get kicked off.
Now hold on, they can't kick that. They play videos with that word. That's how you gonna kick us off by saying the same word.
I knew it was coming. Yeah, I know.
That's another social media thing.
I know.
So
But see, here's the thing. Unfortunately, social media is a form
It's
of
taking over.
your speech, right?
yeah,
We're supposed to have free speech. That is a lie.
yeah, freedom of speech isn't free.
Right. It is a lie.
now I see what it's saying. It's saying we actually only have an hour. I guess this is the first time this has happened. I ran
Well,
into
they're reducing the live feed. Yeah, kid, they had that on my TikTok when they said about my videos when I put the music on. They said because the music is the whole length of the video, they mute the music. I'm like, what? And they still want to explain it to me. I keep on doing the contact us. They keep on saying where we have strict policies about copyright. Like
Because they changed.
but it's my beat. I'm
Yeah,
like,
I
I
know.
created the beat. Like, how am I copyrighting infringing on somebody else's property when it's my beat? And they just keep on. That's why I stopped posting videos on TikTok, cause with my music anyway, because they keep on taking it there.
so okay, so not to cut y'all off about the whole Kyrie situation. Let's talk about something good. Since because it's counting down on IG.
Right.
For those that don't
That's
know,
crazy.
we have been nominated for at the MAMA Awards. It's music and movies awards for best radio show. Um, so there is a link on my page on CP3's page.
And I reshared this.
And Lady Internet cheated and reshared it. But there's a link on the page. Uh, Shout out to my man Royal Finesse Productions, my man Lenny. But there's a link on the page to to vote for us. This is our first year ever being nominated for anything. We do this because we just have fun and have great stories and stuff. So shout out to Satoya because she actually is the one that nominated us. Um, no. She's the first person to nominate us, and then you also.
Yeah, because they reached out to me and was asking a bunch of questions.
So yeah, so shout out to that.
Yes, thank
And
you.
you know, it was a very good thing. So I do appreciate that. Um, you know, it'd be even better if we win, but if
Yeah.
even if we don't, we still do this and we still grind, and it's nice to see how like there's a lot that goes into the show. The show was 3 hours, and even so, still like Lady Internet has another show, CP3 has another show. Like we all grind, we all hustle, we all contact each other the week, share information to see what we're going to talk about. So there's a lot of stuff that
We
goes
have our
on.
shenanigans, but we never go there. I just said
uh,
nothing. I didn't even say nothing.
so please vote for us. Um, on on a very sad note, yesterday we the part of my childhood died. Um, I'm anybody that knows me, I'm a big comic book fan. And I grew up on Batman the animated series. Um, and Kevin Conroy, who was the voice of Batman for so many of a Generation X child, and actually even for some of the millennial kids too, because if they watch Justice League, he was Batman on there as well. He is the and he's actually been the voice of Batman for some of the video games as
Yeah.
well.
Yeah.
Um, but he was the one of the most definitive voices for Batman for the animated series. Um, um, I mean, I love that show. I mean, the funny thing is, I remember growing up, there were more adults watching Batman the animated series than there was more adults and teenagers than little kids watching that show.
Well, I mean, when you think about when the character was created, it was just like even now, if we come across something, it's nostalgic for us.
Yeah,
And so that was going on when we were younger. Our parents, were able to enjoy Batman as well. So perfect.
definitely, definitely, definitely. Uh,
You check up on you.
I thought he was, thought somebody was whispering sweet nothings in his ears.
Right. For those who
uh,
can't see, CP3 done shaved his head, cleaned up his little
he looked like
goatee.
a new man.
Right. He done got
He
fancy,
looked like
huh?
CP 3.5.
CP,
Birthday right around the
CP
corner.
Trace.
Oh, that's something. That's another thing we need to bring up. So Tuesday is a very important day.
Mm-hmm.
Turn a big 4-5.
Uh-huh. That's a
So
big day.
Yes,
CP3's
indeed.
birthday is this Tuesday. Any fans of At the Bar, any artists that have been on At the Bar, definitely go to his page. Show this man some love.
Appreciate
Buy this man some drink.
Yes.
Buy this man some smoke.
Something.
Take him to the strip club. He likes Mile High.
Buy my
it.
DNA
I don't know. I
test.
don't know. I don't know. There's some things to change about that place. I don't
Buy
know
my
what I can
DNA
say.
test.
Say what? That's the only thing about working in the school system that I've actually seen some of the parents come to the games. I be looking
Like I know you.
I was like,
Oh no.
it'd be a little awkward sometimes, and I would see some of the parents. I was like, she look familiar.
Oh
Did you
no.
you drop a 20 to see if it's the same person?
Nah, nah.
You watching your baby grow up from afar.
Hey, man,
Hmm.
I'm starting in with kids, starting to, get used to me there. I don't really say not keep my head down to do my job, but yeah, they've been speaking to me now. Like, still be weary. I
Mm-hmm.
don't know, like Papa, like what?
Mm-hmm.
Like, nah,
What's up, Dad?
like nah, you ain't nah. It's been nah, nah. It don't add up.
So Lady Internet sent me something earlier.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
I don't think you even watched it.
Man,
CP3 don't
so
send nothing when I
and
you ever
let's
watch
the
it.
only thing CP3 sends is ratchet shit.
Right.
nah,
Um,
not really.
I'll send
so
him something really good and he won't watch
so there was two black guys from the suburbs,
it. Mm-hmm.
and they made a comment of saying it's hard for them to pull or date black women because they don't have the hood rapper look that most black women are attracted to. White and Latino women approach them more. So, um, and then you said there's a lot of black women in the comments
The
going on
comments, per usual, on social media were out of control.
always.
Black women were dragging these two gentlemen. They called them gay. soft, they're complaining. And then someone made a very good point, which I agree with. These gentlemen are saying that this is what they get from black women. So in
She's
turn,
too.
you guys proceed to show them that they're right.
Mhm.
You call them gay. You call them soft.
Mm.
You're dragging them
Yeah.
in the comments, but you're
Mm.
proving their point. You
Yeah.
literally, you're actively showing
They don't see that.
that you. I was
So
in awe.
so let's start with CP3. How you feel about those comments?
Wow. That's a powerful conversation, and it's definitely some truth to it. Um, the cause of it, I don't know. That's something we also should have a conversation about. What that, because that is perplexing. Because you get women, they say they want to get treated right and respected, and then because you don't have a certain look of the guys that's talking about disrespecting and doing foul stuff to them, but because they want the best of both, where they want you to look like them but act like somebody else. And
So
it's like, do you really know what you want? And that's why I always go back to
mm.
my conversation with my ex when she said we're not in a good relationship. And I asked her, what is your definition of a good relationship? She didn't have one because she had never been in one.
So let me can I ask you a personal question?
Sure.
So when you was a cornrow thug versus a bald headed gentleman, was your pussy ratio higher than it is as being a,
Ooh, boy,
let's
oh
be
boy.
honest.
Yeah,
Boy,
let's talk about this.
oh my goodness.
When you look
Pussy's
like the local rapper and you look like the stereotype, the the cornrows looking
The
like
truck.
the truck,
Let's
looking
talk
like
about the
looking
truck.
like
system with the
looking like
red
Slim
bone,
Thug.
red blood, yeah.
Mhm.
I actually got mistaken for Slim Thug. And I was like, that dude's 6'6",
Oh.
right? But yeah, my pussy return rate was way higher
Why did you have to say it like that?
because it was an investment. I had
Oh,
to get a return on my investment.
okay.
Back in my 20s, that's what was trying to get pussy. It was an investment.
Okay.
So yeah, I was it definitely was higher, and that's another whole conversation. Back then, like we always joke about, for some reason you treat a woman like shit, she love you for life. You give her respect and treat her like a queen, and she walk all over you. In some sense,
I mean, well, in Lady Antoinette's case, if you cut a nigga, he'll love you.
still love you for life.
Y'all so shady.
I still have the doll shit when she cut me.
When the nigga you cut say, the worst thing you ever did was to marry another nigga, like he skipped the cut.
Y'all so
I'm just saying, I ain't never. You pull a butter knife out on me, we having a problem. This nigga ain't got cut.
Nigga,
Probably
she,
got the stitch probably in laminated shit. They took you might look at it every day.
no lie, no lie though. I was talking to one of my homegirls one day, and he was like, she was like, well, I had to move, and I was like, why you had to move? She was like,
This
um,
dude
my boyfriend, like, I cut him, and I was like,
be like
I was
this.
like, yo,
I'm sorry,
the
I
fuck you do
understand.
that for? And she was like, yo, but he cried this time. What was the fuck?
What you mean this time?
She said the other time, he just walked to the emergency room.
He must went to Zoro initially. She must have
Um,
It
initially.
really hurt his feelings this time.
let us go to a quick music break because our guest is here. So
Yeah, I want to get my answer too.
yeah, we're gonna come back to that.
Because I got
Oh, I know you do.
Don't do that.
Um,
Don't do that.
Get my stab vest.
What? I'm not gonna stay with you.
I don't know, man. You might have a flashback or something.
What?
Got some feelings come out. Like I Sean say
yo,
anything yet.
shout out to Wally B
Hey, Wally.
because CBT about to do his thing.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. feeling, baby, you know where we're starting to go.
Can you feel it, baby?
Temptation rising, body fading, time don't even matter no more. Let me cuff your body, then blindfold you so you cannot see me no more. Let senses take over as we breathe from your body real slow.
Don't be scared, baby.
Shawty want more. Said she want more. She wants more. Yeah. More. Yeah. Love it, baby. Shawty want more. Said she want more. I know you want more. More. Yeah. More. Yeah. Shawty want more. Said she want more. More. Yeah. More. Yeah. Shawty want more. Said she want more. I know you want more. More. Yeah. I ain't lying when I tell you that I need you here right by my side. Girl, your body got me feeling, and I think I'm about to lose my mind. Oh, yeah. So baby, show me how you love me. For the pleasure of this loving, we can explore fantasy, and I will show you the real ecstasy. Ecstasy. Ooh. Start off kiss, slowly make your body horny for me, baby.
Like, baby.
Then I'll make your back quiver as I touch and tease you with my tongue, girl. Got her body saying she want more. She want more. Shawty want more. Said she want more.
She wants more.
More, yeah.
She love it. She love it, yeah.
Shawty want more. Said she want more. She wants more. More, yeah. More, yeah. Shawty want more. Said she want more. More, yeah. More, yeah.
They want me to be who I'm not, telling me if I just follow that I could be hot. Your attitude shitty, sip you some Henny, can pop you a perkin, come and get litty. Get on the drip, toss you a band, put an extension and beam on the pistol. Your bitch got her ass, gon' make it bigger. You may as well go and run up on a figure. I got a suggestion, stay on my business. I make you wish that I didn't react. They told me my day was approaching, they couldn't have been so believable. Stay in the facts, off with your head, bring your memory back to the outer limits where I'm mentally at. In a pile of bitches on an island, chillin' the Bahamas, living in my energy back. Maybe it's better this way. Maybe it's better this way. Maybe it's better. Maybe I'm better. Maybe it's better this way. Maybe it's better this way. Maybe it's. Told my mama I'ma flood the streets and I was only working with a little bubble. Tell a nigga talking cheap, can't be broken hating, homie, gon' pick a struggle. Main girl ain't the same girl as the last girl, wanna meet each other. Said I'ma need to pick shit, I did, told him I'ma need a double. I just wanna make the team proud, point blank making bank shots. On fire, boom shakalaka, NBA jam from the same spot. Who do they want me to be? They rather see my defeat. But until the sun shines on a dog's ass, he'll get put to sleep. This is a carbon assault. Stick up, tell your establishment policy up. DC, my city, Palm Street up. Jack in the pot, got lottery luck. Killing the scene, it gotta be us. Vivian James with the quality touch. I'm done with the modesty, back being arrogant. Feeling the hate, give my body a rush. Maybe it's better this way. Maybe it's better, maybe I'm better. Maybe it's better this way. I'm in OT tryna get it crackin', I'm feeling better today. Nigga, this skill got me this ill, but I'm ducking COVID today. Maybe it's better this way. Maybe it's better, maybe I'm better, maybe it's better this way. God body, I'm in God mode, and I'm running through heaven today. But you gon' have hell to pay. Maybe it's better. Punchline at the punchline, give 'em one time for the one time. Main lady, where bond going? When I ass shake, I hear a drum line. And the cookie got a snatch to it. When I go to eat it, I get tongue tied. She saying, before you bang it, let me put the polish on and make the gun shine. Booking shit solo, I'm mostly alone on the phone. Is it here we could part ways? I've been impatiently patient, I'm messing the waitress. I long for the entree. No need for rehearsing, I play my position. All action, I'm scripting. My life is a movie, Die Hard with a vengeance. Or is it Pineapple Express? Cause bitch, I can lift. I listen to Victory Lap like an audio book. You play with my paper, you ought to be shook. Been sick and I'm tired of you wanna be crook. Still fire that dope in the pharmacy book. All of my split personalities, only one matters. So fuck if you hate it, you smile in my face while you talking shit about me. So fuck if you fall on your face. Cause I'ma be me, all the way out, love it or leave it. It's better this way, we had a good run, been a pleasure to meet you. Been a pleasure to meet you.
Everything's funny.
Sight. Fuck you.
Better.
Yo, 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 yo. Yo, yo, yo. Okay, we back, we back, we back.
Bless you.
CP3, are you okay? Okay. Um, so we were talking about, by the way, real quick. So shout out to DJ Nasty Nice, Coalition DJs,
Yes.
Trap City Radio. Artists tap in with him. He does promotion. He's part of the Coalition DJs. So
We appreciate you.
So we were talking about
You know,
Trap
he-
City Radio.
he taps in.
Yeah, he does tap in, and this is why it's like the whole point of one of the biggest point of the show is for us to network and stuff like that. So if people doesn't even get it, so a lot of the certified indie tour, who my man shout out to George from DMG, a lot of the artists we've been featuring for the last go around of the last couple of months are people that's been on the tour.
Yeah.
We tap in, we network, we build with each other. That's what the whole this whole thing is about. So a lot of people feel that because a lot of y'all I'm about to say something ignorant.
No, we gonna be nice.
A lot of these dumbass niggas who call themselves rappers,
Oh, that was
they don't.
nice.
Yeah, they don't know how to network. They don't know how to build with people. They don't want to talk to people. A lot of y'all punk ass motherfuckers rap and roll. Like y'all be like, yo, I need support, but you don't support nobody. That's why ain't nobody at your fucking show.
I'm glad we
Mm.
already got, we're not on TikTok this week.
Yeah, you know TikTok was gonna make it this week.
Between the two of y'all,
What? I ain't even do nothing yet.
you really did. Like,
We ain't going back.
5 minutes of the show, you
I got
dropped,
some stuff to get off my chest.
you dropped some rather harsh wording.
You always do.
We
You always-
all know the word.
So,
Yeah.
but like real talk. So one thing about Slick Al is that made me notice him was like one he looked like he about to beat everybody up. But when you get to know him, he's like one of the coolest dudes. He show everybody love. When people, well, y'all should be cousins. But
But were we wrong though?
yeah,
Yes.
Like there's
but-
a thing for women's for RBS. For you have the male version.
wrestling bitch face.
Just
um,
saying.
But with him, he always like whoever's before him. He's one of the dudes that's standing up. He's watching, and then after he's one of the dudes like I watch people. So he's one of the dudes that's like, yo, good job. Oh, you hot. Like, and he and I watch people in it, and he got good energy.
Right.
And so, I'm real big on the energy thing. So if you know, 'cause you could be the best MC in the world, your energy foul. You be like, yo, can I get an interview? Yeah, I'll let you know.
But
To-
honestly, as an MC, your energy is gonna come through your work.
Yeah.
Whether you can try to mask it from the beginning or not, it's gonna come through.
and he's grinding. Like you know, he was in Atlanta. He was in these other joints. He was Philly. He was in the DMV joint. He was in the Richmond joint. And he like I said, but it's every time when he's done it, the energy's always the same. You know, it's not an act, and it's so it's real and stuff.
Keep that in mind, CP3. Energy is everything.
I give off a good energy.
You what?
I do.
Damn. Lady Antoinette, you may want to move your chair to the left.
Because I'm gonna get struck by
My
lightning.
energy is always positive until I'm
Wait,
provoked.
whoa, now you're really
No,
pushing.
Now
it.
you
only,
really-
only,
You said-
only
It's one
revert.
thing to say I have good energy, but you said my energy is
My
always
energy,
positive.
I'm always positive until someone puts me into that space where I have to show them that I'm not always positive.
That's some
Are you
bullshit.
finished or are you done?
That's some bullshit.
I don't believe it.
That's the new me. That's not who I used to be.
So before we get to Slick Al, let's finish up this conversation because I know Lady Antoinette had something to say. Then we're gonna get to our guests.
Because I have made statements in the past about this topic, and so now I'm gonna go.
Go ahead.
So pretty much, I have made it clear that I have never been keen to the bad boy image. I don't like it.
You never dated a bad boy?
I dated a bad boy, but when I met him, he wasn't giving me that bad boy image. And he ended up being a bad boy, and then guess what I had to do?
You got rid of him?
Cut him.
Oh, did you really
So-
cut him? Cut him? Is that? Oh,
I
that's
was
the
the one,
oh,
yeah.
that's you really cut.
See, you ain't never been
So-
around when he called after the show.
Oh,
From the context of years later, I can tell. Yeah, she would have had to cut that nigga. Yeah, I understand that. Yeah.
So I don't do well with a bad boy, you know. So and if you're pretending to be a bad boy and you're not, I'm not gonna respect you because you're perpetrating, you know. So if I see someone who appears to give me that bad boy and I'm a hood dude or something, you can be cool all day, but we don't need to date. So I don't understand why, like you said, how these women say, "Oh, I want a guy that's this and I want a guy that's that." But then when you have that guy in front of you that's going to treat you like a queen, who's going to do this and do that, what do? You do him dirty, you walk all over him. But a lot of times, those same women who do them dirty will come back around later on, right? After she done been damaged by life.
See,
And then what? Why are you laughing? Am I lying?
I was thinking of another phrase that would be said, but you took the high road. So I'm gonna leave it. Damaged by life. Okay.
You've been damaged.
I would say
by
ran through
life.
by the hood, but okay.
But I'm just saying. But sometimes it's more than just that. You know. So when you're damaged by life, it's physically, mentally, financially. You know, it's a whole aspect. Now you hurt. You know. So you damaged by life, and now you want this man that was treating you good back in the day after you done crushed his spirits. I'm confused.
But I'm a add some context to that.
Okay, go.
oh shit.
No,
No, because I got more.
Wait a minute. Before you add context, I think I need a drink.
I'm gonna need one after, but
You ain't get nothing yet.
I
What's
know.
going on? You
After, I'm
okay?
gonna get my statement out
You
first.
sick?
Nah,
You
I
warm?
was only the bottom not that full, so
Yeah,
I'm gonna
right.
take it easy.
Yeah, but he on his second cup.
Oh, no wonder the bottle's so low. I didn't know you had already had a drink. I
Nigga,
thought
my
we
shots
was
is
waiting.
big.
I thought we was waiting. Y'all was talking about I was starting 5 minutes into the show, so
We
I
had
thought we
already
see y'all set me
made
up for the
some
fall down.
pours. We made some pours before the show.
See,
But anyway, go ahead. Add your contacts. Go ahead.
most of the time, these women never had a positive male role model in life, and all they did see was the abuse, the game, the play. So they don't respect the man that treats them well until they've been, what you say,
Damaged by life.
damaged. Yeah, I was trying.
Ain't this
That's
what
another
that's really thoughtful from a nigga that told us
That's the reason
that-
why they like
that he had a whole house calling him daddy.
Look, I told you,
you part of the problem. You know that, right?
I was.
Oh,
Nigga.
I am trying to be a better man. It's a daily
Right.
struggle for a
So
reason.
cutting the cornrows make you a better man, nigga?
It helped.
He shaved it.
It helped. I shaved it off. I had to become a new person.
Nigga, you was not Samson. You are
The script
CP3.
was in my head.
Oh no, he did the Britney. He did the male version of Britney. Remember she
You gotta start fresh, man.
You
gotta-
did that, yeah.
I had to start fresh, man, because you carry certain traits over with certain things. Like when I was getting my hair done, I would always get my hair done by a female. 9 out of 10, I would end up between their legs with my head and then my other head. So I had to get that aspect out of my
That
life.
sounds really
time,
bad.
time,
I'm
time,
just saying.
time out, time out. So you telling me? Wait a minute. We gotta wrap this up real quick. But you saying some wild shit here.
I mean,
So
it's the truth.
so you saying every time you got your hair done by a female,
My different females, hey, I would end up
You're
smashing.
no.
I would. Haven't I told
that
you
has
before in recovery? This is not a game.
This is really bad.
so basically you are part of the problem.
So
I
you
was.
never went to the same hairstylist?
I did, but sometimes you venture out to get different stuff done.
Different stuff done.
Wait a minute. Where were you getting your hair done at?
Normally at their house.
So you never went to a hairstylist. You was doing
Because he can't do what he needs
Well,
to
only
do.
time I would go when I would go to Virginia Beach, I would go to the salon and get my hair done down there. But other than that, when I was in the hood, I was going over to chick house.
Okay, my other aspect of what I was going to say is,
Yeah.
unfortunately, this is a society issue because men do it too.
Yeah.
I definitely have come across, and I was talking about this earlier. I had a 90-day relationship. Okay.
So hold on. We can't skip past this real quick. So
I had a 90-day relationship.
so the nigga didn't make past the trial date.
Because this man,
You know, 90 days what we go is what you get at work.
he had a list, right? He had a list of things that he felt like he wanted in a relationship from his partner. Apparently, I checked off all that stuff on the list, right?
Mm-hmm.
Problem is, he got it and got scared.
What you do to him?
I didn't do anything to him. But he got everything that he wanted on his list, got scared, and rolled out. Now I see him on Facebook complaining about the bucket heads that he come in contact with. Make it make sense.
So I'm not gonna say names this time,
You're not gonna say it.
but I know CP3 was courting a young lady at one point. And
This is about to end bad.
he already know it is. Look who's talking. So he was courting a young lady, and then she was like, I don't I just want to be friends. And he was like, okay, cool, whatever. And then her next post, the next 3 days is, why can't I find any man for me?
Yep. But that's similar to the guy that I was dealing with.
And then I really just, it took
This is problem.
it took everything in my body to not text her and be like, "Are you fucking idiot?" But when you had a dude, and then you deal with buckethead or broke ass dudes, and then by the time you come back around, don't nobody want you because you've been ran through like you was on the football field.
But like I said, it's a problem within society. I see this for both men and women. Because you see a lot of men saying, ain't no good women out here.
Yeah.
But I see all the good women that I know, and I see, and they're beautiful women, they're single.
What it is, because they don't know how to treat a good woman.
Well, guess the problem is.
So,
But to those young men, somebody is killing.
that nigga sound lonely like a motherfucker.
I'm sorry.
That nigga like, I need a bitch.
I was tripping. I'm like,
Nigga, that nigga sound lonely.
I'm sorry. Something is going on outside.
2 weeks ago, while we here, werewolves howling.
I'm on this.
That nigga like he lost his bone or something.
Something happened.
That nigga like, it's cold out here, you motherfuckers. Open the door. Yo, you that Taylor in, right? Don't have Taylor out here doing shit like this.
I was a little concerned. I did not know what happened just now. I'm so sorry. But we do have problems in society. And those young men, unfortunately, I mean, they do seem like they're a little bit on the softer side of things.
Yeah.
But that doesn't mean that they're bad guys. It doesn't mean that they're gay. It doesn't, you know.
I mean,
I feel like.
So what the
goes to the same thing. They probably didn't have any strong male role models in their life. But
But that doesn't mean that they're bad guys.
no, it doesn't.
But one thing I think we have to stop doing though is bashing the black women, because that's not a black woman trait, because all women do that. A Spanish woman will do that. A white woman will do that. So I think when they made it a black woman trait, like,
well, because most of the time they probably only dated black women. They probably
Well,
had outside their race.
Those gentlemen specifically said that black women don't approach them and that women of other races do. But I feel like it is
I mean, look at their picture, right?
it's a cultural thing. They're not ugly guys.
No, but they look like they belong together.
You're just as bad as those women in the comments.
I'm worse. Cause I
No,
mean this shit.
did you read the comments? They meant it. They meant all of that. They drug those gentlemen like
I was surprised they were talking about.
terribly. Like
I
it
mean,
was bad.
but they do look like they belong. Sorry, no, they do. Fuck that. They
But
look like they belong together.
like I said, I
They look like they
remember,
look in each other's eyes every night.
I remember, and I don't want y'all to be all mushy, y'all too. But I remember the being in high school.
Oh,
you know,
shit.
I was a female. I don't like to say this because I didn't feel like I was saying, but of course, as an adult, and I talked to people in high school, they were like, "Oh, you were the it girl" type of thing, and I didn't see myself like that. With that said, the person I chose to get into a relationship with, when I tell you I got backlash, who him? What? This was high school.
So nigga, you good?
No,
That nigga ain't ready.
he did graduate. That's the bad part. But we didn't go to high school together. That guy. But so the guy I dated in high school was literally the best fit for me. But everybody else thought that I should be with somebody else. And that
Oh,
was weird to me. I never understood that. And even today as an adult, I don't understand if somebody is making you happy,
was he a
why
nerd?
are you they thought he was a nerd.
No, was he a nerd?
I didn't feel like he was
Was he a nerd?
a nerd. No. We were into the same stuff. Am
You,
I a
you,
nerd?
you lying
I'm
like
a
shit.
nerd.
He's a nerd. He's a
Okay,
nerd.
wait.
Just say the motherfucker was a nerd.
Hold on. So I'm a nerd. I guess I'm a nerd. So he must have been a nerd.
He was a nerd.
Because we like the same stuff.
What was he into?
Same stuff I was into.
What were you into?
We were in ROTC together.
You a nerd.
Cutting
Keep
hair.
going. Keep going.
But
Keep
even
going. What else?
still-
What else? What
but
else
here's
was
the
it?
thing, they
What else
didn't
was
know
on
that I
besides
was-
ROTC?
But no, what I'm saying is they didn't know that I was a nerd. People did because I was also athletic.
You can still be a cool nerd.
But that's what I'm saying.
He just wasn't a cool nerd.
Right. And it's so funny because before we got into a relationship, certain people viewed him a certain way. Then I talked to someone else that came in after us, and their view of him was completely different because he was dealing with me and because he was doing this and
Because he got
was-
props.
So image is too much right now in our culture.
It is.
It's what a person's image is based off of what they got, and if you think they're cool. But I thought he was cool from the jump.
No, he
and
didn't. He
was
knew
the
he was
same.
a
I
nerd.
did, and
He knew that
I
nigga was a
thought
nerd.
everything was the same. Like I felt like he didn't change, but because we were in a relationship and they didn't perceive me to be a nerd, all of a sudden now he's not a nerd.
No,
No, we
Look.
both nerds together.
nah, I mean, trust me, I was a nerd. I would just fry you. Like, you can say nerd, I'd be like, oh, your mother? You know, I just had a very bad mouth. Like, you can call me what you want. I was just,
okay. So
my
at the
insults
same
were just
time,
what
I was feisty.
see?
I was very
But was he feisty?
No.
Oh, he was a nerd.
He was one of those people. He just like I'm good. I'm chill. I'm
He a
by
nerd.
myself. I was a nerd too. We were just different types.
But
of
you was a
nerds.
feisty nerd. It's a difference. There's different levels to that shit.
So
Like Meek Mill said, there's levels to this shit.
So, but is it okay for people to question why I was dealing with him?
Yeah, because he wasn't feisty. Because they knew you was the boss of the relationship.
But I wasn't.
Don't hear that bullshit.
I'm serious.
So you tell me the non-feisty nigga was the boss of the relationship?
Yeah.
What do you do? Whip up your Pokemon cards?
No, I didn't have Pokemon cards. We weren't that kind of nerd.
Oh,
We didn't do Pokemon. I don't think they had Pokemon cards,
no, they didn't.
even though I'm 35.
Anyway, let's get to our guest.
So now you moving from me.
I'm trying to get struck by lightning.
You to be positive.
You just told that story a few times, and you know, I know it's gonna run out sooner or later.
What? Me
So-
being 35, that's the truth. Get rid of it.
So we have our guest in the building, Slick Al. So I met this gentleman. We were doing the DMV, the certified indie tour at the DMV,
Okay.
and Very intimidating looking young man.
There you go with these images. Uh-huh.
That's profiling, and that's wrong.
Nigga, you still look like young man number two. What the
But
fuck are you
for
talking about?
it's right.
When I pointed you out to other people, I was like, yo, he's gonna be the gum, and they was like, I can see that. So
But
don't
with him, it's right.
Yeah.
Say that profiling is
So-
wrong, but we right about
We
you.
all
So-
have a past.
So with him was see.
See,
So with him was when I saw him, I really thought I was about to get motherfucker this, suck on that, this, but the music surprised me. And I was like, whoa, that was different.
Right.
And it was a good thing. And it's one of those things is what you look when you see something, it's not what you expect.
Right.
And I thought that was dope.
Mhm.
And his energy and his confidence. And then, like I said, I watch people. So he worked the room, and we talked about this with other people.
Mhm.
He was there the day that A Marco,
Okay.
okay, yeah.
and but he networked. He worked the room. He talked to people. I met him because he came up to me. He was like, "Oh, you filmed me." I think I took his picture or he filmed him, and he asked about the picture, and I sent him the picture. And the film I couldn't give because it belongs to DMG.
Right.
Well, Rotten, so they decided they're gonna do it. The footage I really can't release it. But he conversated. You know, if you see, here's a clue to rappers that are stupid. If you see a dude and he has a camera and he's filming the event,
Mhm.
network with him because you never know what they do. You know, because when people see me filming, they just assume I'm there to film. I'm actually a partner with George. I'm really not just a camera guy. You know, a lot of these events, it's the timing. He be wanting us to actually broadcast live from it, but sometimes we just don't have the timing because it's either when he was at the car dealership, you know, he was slave labor, so we could never get CP3 off. And it was one, you know, it's stuff like that, and then so we can't. As I told him, I can make the studio mobile, but I have to be given enough time, space, and you know, the proper stuff. So so when people see so you never know who you're networking with. So when people, you know, hey, just say hi or linking up, because when you link up with me, I'll give you two IGs. One will say Shots by Rakim 151, which is the photography page, and the other one's always going to be At the Bar, which is the internet radio page. So we definitely like networking is such a big thing and important. So that nigga lonely like
What
shit.
is going on outside?
That nigga cold.
We
This
need
nigga-
to call the people.
Need to call CPS. I don't know where the animal control be. That nigga like let me the fuck in.
That nigga get suits on
Oh my God.
So so what I always liked about, you know, what I was liked about him was his energy,
Right.
his music definitely, and even after that, like when we went to Richmond, we had more of a conversation.
Right.
So he just wasn't a dude that was like, okay, you cool, and if I see you again, I'm just gonna give you a head nod. Nah, we stopped and it had nothing to do, and we weren't even talking about. We were talking about different stuff, and then you know, then you talk me. I'm from here, from Baltimore. This. We were just talking about real shit, like and that's what I like though, because when it's genuine, it ain't gotta be forced. So even so, when he wasn't able to make the show, he hit me up and was like, "Hey, this was happening, going through some stuff, blah blah blah. Cool." And was honest about it. And don't be scared now, nigga. Uh, uh, but he was honest about it. Like, you know, when we invite guests on and doing stuff, these niggas like let me the fuck in.
Think right. I don't know.
But
Baby.
but y'all niggas wild. But he was always like talking about what was going on, and he always like hit me up, and he was like, "Hey, this." So when we do these shows and stuff, like and we invite guests on and stuff, and when people don't take time um to take the opportunity to do it, I they miss out on a thing to grow because Lady Antoinette has a show, CP3 has another show. We all network, we all build. You never know who you come in contact. So definitely all that long ass introduction to say that Slick Al was in the building.
Appreciate it though. Thank you. What's up, y'all? What's up?
What's
Might
going
go
on?
closer. I feel like playing ain't nothing but a hound dog. But Slick Al's in the building. This, we about to ask you a whole bunch of questions. um, but let's ask. You want, as always.
I could say them,
Let's start off with Lady
that's in the
Internet.
questions in my mind.
I mean,
That's in the
because we
question.
always start off with Lady Internet anyway, because she has like a million of them.
Yes, yes, I do. Always. So, tell us about your introduction into the music business for yourself.
I was young. My family always been in like music, in a sense like I got a lot of family from the islands,
Okay.
and really like reggae influence.
Mhm.
So my uncle got uncles that was in bands and stuff like that, So I was always listening to that type of music, and then my mother, we living in Baltimore. I was born in Baltimore. Um, just the influence from just our local radio station and stuff like that. It will always intrigue me. Always caught me, if you want to say.
Mhm.
But even my father, though, my father could sing too. Like, so it's just like all around. It was like music was always around. Even my father, though, my father
That's
could sing
cool.
too.
That's cool.
I bet.
Usually it's our family.
Always
Family
our
is
fans.
the culprit.
Yeah,
Always.
definitely.
Absolutely.
CP3.
I gotta ask the obvious question. The name Slick Al. What does it mean, and where did you get the name
So, well, it's funny. It's like it's like two answers to that question.
We got
Slick Rick
time.
is one of my favorite rappers.
from? Okay.
Okay.
So he definitely influenced um, my music and what I do, but also around my way um is my man Slick E that's out there, you know what I mean? And you know, it's really like just being around, and you're representing your place and where you're from and whatnot. You know what I mean? You don't make music, but I do. You Everybody always gonna Slick do it anyway. You feel me? So, but my approach with music now is more of a business side because they say it's a music industry, the music industry. You feel me? So
Salute.
yeah, like I had a lot of rap names before Slick Out. Like real talk. Al Honcho, A-Rod, you feel me? But you learn by a lot of mistakes. You feel me? And y'all were talking earlier, image is a lot.
It is. Yeah.
So yeah, like it's really um branding. I've been doing this by myself for a long time, so I had to learn how to brand myself and who I was. Yeah,
So,
that's how Slick Out.
all right, cool. So now I'm about to hit. First of all, let me give a shout out to my friend DJ Grip, and salute to his new baby son, my nephew Caleb. Now I'm about to hit you with a hard ass question. You said Slick Rick. All right, what's your top 5 Slick Rick songs?
So Slick Rick. See now, this is the thing.
See what you see now.
Let's go.
it wasn't, the only one I actually remember, like, as far as, I don't even think I remember the name, but it's the story,
Children's story.
children's story. Yeah. And
One of the dopest songs.
one of his dopest songs, and it's just really how he really told the whole story within that song. Um, I'm an '80s baby, you know what I mean? Like, so, like, a lot of, but I remember '90s music. You feel me?
I
Like
feel you.
DMX
Yeah.
and so on.
Um,
As far as his image, how it impacted me, though, you feel me, in that song specifically.
Slick would have been bigger if he wouldn't have got locked up for
For what? Because he got
shooting.
locked up a bunch of times.
He got locked up for the when he almost got deported. I think for shooting somebody.
No, I think he did.
But he
get deported.
no. Russell Simmons stepped in and they got him back.
Yeah, they got, but
Back.
he got deported.
Yeah.
But he just was able to come back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Great Adventures of Slick Rick is probably one of the best rap albums ever.
Mhm.
Mona Lisa is a great song that's on it. Classic, Lottie Dottie. Lottie Dottie. My introduction to Slick Rick. Outcast, the Art of Storytelling. Very deep song. Very deep song. So I mean, these are some of the joints that I like about. I mean, but Mona Lisa. I mean, that particular album, like it was. The Great Adventures of Slick Rick was very, very like visual. It's probably one of the very first visual albums like you just put on and literally play it and just you can see every scene. It's like a video almost. Teenage Love, like I was so mad he punked Big Daddy Kane in that video. I was like, what the fuck, Kane? What? But Slick Rick probably is one of the dudes that has created some of the most quotable um, stuff in hip hop that people have copied off of. And I remember, I know there was a rapper that once said, Slick Rick has so much jewelry, he's like, other rappers would borrow Slick Rick's jewelry to shoot their videos.
Yeah, he did. He really, and
Mhm.
he wouldn't wear all of his jewelry at one time, which was surprising because he wore so
So
much.
much, yeah. But he really had and those were not, and that was his real jewelry, like so. But that is a great influence, like real talk.
Just to be able, because music, especially at that time, it was art.
Yeah.
It's like you could in painting that picture that you could visually, even without seeing the music video, you could still go along with that song.
Like honestly, as much as I love, because I'm old as shit. So I remember when the Children's Story video came out. As comical as the Children's Story video was and as good as it was never as great as the particular song because the video was comical, but that song was deep as shit. And I think that the one aspect of what they missed, because that particular era, especially rappers, we couldn't say certain shit, so uh, they had to keep it friendly to be on prime time, to be on Yo and TV Raps or Rap City and stuff. But that song is really deep, and I think sometimes the comical era of the video takes away from the deepness of that, how deep that rap is. You know, because it actually deals with police brutality. The cop shot the boy, you still hear him scream. We forget about that part.
Mhm.
You know,
I always remember that part.
Of course.
of course, he was out there committing crimes.
I'm just, we're not talking about the reason behind it. I'm just saying I thought about that aspect of the song also.
Oh, yeah. Not a surprise
You
here.
gotta talk about context.
All I said
Just
was
go with
that
the
it's
flow,
not a
man.
surprise.
Lady Internet, what you got? What you got? What you got?
Let me say something that's funny.
Oh shit.
Your favorite. I put up a post and it blew my mind. I said, why is it that so many people don't know that he's British? And people were like, he's British? Oh my God.
Because he represents. because our introduction to Slick Rick is him and Dougie Fresh from the Get Fresh crew,
Right.
and then they had Dana Dane who was doing a fake British accent,
Right.
so people automatically assumed
The Slick Rick was fake. His
was
accent was fake.
yes.
I'm sorry, but you can't keep that up continuously throughout your career the way that you did. You can tell.
Actually, he's
I feel like you can tell.
he's not just only British. I think he's part Jamaican too.
A lot of people are from.
Yeah.
I know that there's a,
Yeah, they go over there.
It's a link. No, but it's a link. They were owned
Yeah.
by them. The island was. But so you said that your family, you have some family in the Caribbean. What part and how did you incorporate that into your music if you have?
Yeah, honestly, rap regardless is influenced, with reggae. So it's hand in hand. But Antigua is predominantly where I have some cousins in Trinidad and Jamaica, St. Thomas, St. Croix.
Okay.
But,
But you deep.
yeah. But yeah, Antigua, it's up Antigua.
So and you said you just rap in general. You took that from I mean honestly, yeah. If you do your history of hip hop, it goes back all the way to Africa, which
Yeah,
is the storytellers,
Mm.
and of course Jamaica and well the Caribbean as a whole. A lot of people only talk about Jamaica, but the Caribbean as a whole, they take the storytelling and the beats
Yeah.
um, more so than we do here.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Shout out to Antigua.
CP3. Oh Lord, he coughed.
It's clearing his throat.
Fake ass DJ Cool.
Let me clear my throat.
Oh, no.
Since you came up in most of our age bracket.
Journalist voice.
First of all, 35 still pushing the 80s.
All right. You mentioned Slick Rick and how he was a major influence on you in the state of rap today, coming from the generation where, like I say, lyrics actually meant something and storytelling and visual. What is your opinion of the current state of hip hop, and how can we get back to more of that, of real actual talent and lyrics and storytelling?
You know what? Rest in peace to Takeoff, because rap kind of evolved from being lyrical based to like a portion that got like poppy, and like more dance tracks. But then it got to that Migos era that they just took the whole. So I feel like people are gonna actually not expect as much that flow, because anybody could do, like, the rap kind of got oversaturated with that flow. You know what I mean? Like, people who couldn't rap before would just do the butter, the butter.
Tell it.
You feel me? And yeah,
Tell
on a hard beat. And yeah, I mean, like, yeah. So even though it was catchy or whatnot, like, I've always been a lyrical type person, so I could do the flow, but I'm more versatile with it. I'll put some more lyrics and more bars to my stuff. But I feel like a lot of people will now let that rest with, Takeoff, and, let him, his legacy stay with that. You know what I mean? Like, um, and just go back to, because people are tired of rappers and, get killed, black on black violence, and just, in general too.
So
So
I don't even mean to cut you off. So we had this comment. I think I was talking to Lady Antoinette and CP3, and I was like, the crazy thing is that more rappers from my generation are alive than more rappers from probably the newer generation.
Yep.
Like I could probably name the rappers that died from me growing up.
Yep. We didn't experience that. That was one off, and it was tragic each time, but it didn't happen.
I mean, it gets so bad. They'll tell you. I sometimes I just be like I can't even report this because I'm just tired.
yeah,
Like I get tired of hearing about death all the time and stuff like that.
it's crazy. I know, and at the sense, like, so it's like Do we continue to perpetuate that, that type of genre, that type of
So I want to touch on something that you said before I even asked my question, because you were right about something that we don't think about. So the question was CP3 asked about how can we get back to something. See, music evolves, and sometimes it evolves the way we don't like it.
Yeah.
Evolution is a good thing. Sometimes it's a bad thing. Um, what's hot now may not be hot 5 years now. You know, we forget that when rap started, it was cat, hat, baseball bat, and then it evolved. And then Rakim came along and he changed the game. And then Redman came along and he changed the game. And somebody else came along and they changed.
We can go back because KRS-One was talking about something.
Yeah. No. I'm just saying, just how different formats. Like,
Yeah.
I was never a big MC Hammer fan, but as I got older, I can appreciate him more. Like, I hated him. I thought he was
You
dirt.
appreciate the businessman that he was, or what he was trying to do in general.
I thought he sucked.
His lyrics.
Sucked like hell. I thought he was garbage.
His
I thought he
lyrics
was
were
hot garbage and hot trash. But there was a market for him. Obviously, my opinion versus the 100 million records that he sold,
Man.
that I was a minority in that because that was just music changing. I remember, you know, Trinidad James. That's another one. I remember when when they was making fun of him in the Double XL,
Mhm.
but that shit got him signed. So music evolves to different things. You know, sometimes it goes to the west, sometimes it goes to the east. You know, I remember when the same way people were still in the Migos flow. I remember when every nigga wanted to be Tupac. You know, and everybody was saying Thug Life, and you
I
know,
remember when Jay-Z was fast rapping.
yeah, and he rhymed like the Fushnikins.
It's a limited situation.
No, that was not a limited situation. That nigga came out rhyming like the
That's how he started.
Fushnikins. That was not a limited situation, nigga.
He was wearing party shirts all the time. And
He was with original flavor. He came out with original flavor. He was rhyming. He was with Jazz. No, Big Daddy Kane was his way in. He came in with Jazz. He came in with Jazz with the originator. He was rhyming fast as shit. Then he was with original flavor. He was rhyming fast as shit. Big Daddy Kane put him on tour. He slowed down his flow. It's cool. We still love Jay.
Oh, you know, I ain't got no doubt. That's my
But the nigga rhymed like the Foosh niggas at one point in
He might
time.
be the new owner of my team. So I mean, I'm
Yeah.
just saying.
So
I'm not hating on the man.
but music does
I just remember.
but music has changed. So, you know, I think that's like sometimes it changes for the good, but it doesn't. Just because music changed doesn't mean it's for the good.
Exactly.
You know, there was, you know, we went through a heavy down south, but you know the thing is, people were mad when we went through a heavy period of gangster rap, or as we originally called it, West Coast rap.
Right.
White people call this shit gangster rap.
Yeah, we call it
It was called West Coast. So
West Coast.
that's them West Coast niggas. So and then it was you know trap music to us that was them Southern niggas. Yeah.
Wave 40, because he brought a lot of Midwest people in.
Yeah.
You know, he not from.
Yeah. I mean,
And
but
then
so
Bone.
yeah, Bone. Oh yeah, Bone was a big movement.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
never owned a Bone album, but they were a
I
big
did.
movement.
That first one was the best one. You can't deny that.
But Mike, yo, what?
I was not a Bone fan.
I was with the Thuggish Records Bone. I'm not gonna lie.
I don't understand how I don't understand.
The Bone was dope.
Yeah.
I don't understand, and I'm about to ask a question, but I'm really confused about how the one nigga on the show that smokes fucking weed it was not a fucking Bone fan.
The poster boys for
Don't even answer that dumb shit. Like you
were on it.
the word of the day.
Songs dedicated.
The word of the day is obviously contrafuction diction, because that don't make no fucking sense. Yeah, whatever, nigga. Why? Cause they mind you of Jay-Z when he was rhyming fast?
Were you high when you listened to their music?
Probably not.
I never really felt their music to listen to it when I was.
See, that's the problem. You were supposed to.
Who did not like first of the month and third? First of all, nigga, you was a blankety blank dealer. You should love first and fucking first of the month.
Bo,
That should be your theme
what you
music,
need to
nigga.
listen to Buddha Lovers. Oh my
I
God.
heard it. People told me about it. I just
You
didn't.
heard
I
it
just,
when you were in what state of mind?
Bruh.
Trust me.
Bruh.
Tried.
When you was in the streets, the first of the month should have been your theme song. You should play
I
that
was
shit.
living it, not
Nigga,
singing
you
it.
should play that shit on the 31st all the fucking
I was
time.
living it, not singing it, nigga. Like I said, I didn't really.
Nigga, when you wake up, that should have been the first song you played in your CD, nigga.
And Bo had they had the classic.
But
Bo had the classic, like little one-liners too.
yeah,
And
but
like if somebody say, "I miss my Uncle Charles," you know who they talking about.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I didn't say they weren't good. I just said I didn't feel them.
you,
No,
I think that's blasphemy. How you smoke weed and don't like bone? Anyway, my question is, as you see, we go on and off topic all the time. My question is, what is your Mount Rushmore of hip hop? Hey, CP3, can you do me a favor?
Yes, sir.
Can you give me a beer?
Sure.
He can't move.
I would, well, it would be Tupac, Biggie, Jay-Z, Nas. How many's on Mount Rushmore?
It's your Mount Rushmore. I don't care.
And I guess one more. I put like Wayne from New School.
Wayne ain't even considered new no more. but
Wayne
I-
40, he ain't new. Wayne 40.
But you know, in the newer era,
Yes, he's older than me. You're right.
Lil Wayne ain't Lil
35.
Wayne no more.
But he's still little though. He just old. Little old.
you know, but yeah.
All right, that's a good Mount Rushmore.
Why Lil Wayne?
Oh, he changed the game for like the newer school. You know, like now there's a lot of rappers within that, but he definitely, you know, there was that one run he just went bonkers. You
Do
know,
you-
he just went on everybody track and killed everybody track.
Do you think his impact elevated the game or hurt the game?
Mm. A little bit of both, really, because
Let's talk about this one.
But I mean, I get it.
yeah, like with
That was the right answer, though, by the way.
it was because like he showed like the freestyle, the versatility, the mixtapes. You know, they always contribute him to the mixtape week. You know, and he goes hard on the mixtapes and on the albums itself. So it's like he kind of pushed that whole mixtape era and made people want to go hard on the tracks. You know, and a lot of people ran him from, didn't even want to collab or whatnot because he would murder you on your tracks. So that's how it felt, But he had the whole hip hop game at one point.
One of the reasons I do respect Wayne is because he's the first nigga to come out after Jay-Z, quote unquote, fake ass retired. And he was like, well, I'm the greatest rapper alive, the greatest rapper retired.
Yeah.
And he carved his own lane. And I will always give him credit for that. However, I gotta give him credit for all these whack ass niggas that wanted to be like Wayne that came after him and that wanted to, oh well, Wayne don't write, so I'm like, nah, nigga, you need to sleep with a fucking dictionary. Your vocabulary is fucking trash.
But Jay-Z, remember I told
Yeah,
you,
yeah, he's part of that problem too. He's part of that problem too.
People think they can do.
Biggie part of the problem too.
When they did the Black Album, they recorded him in the studio. I think that's what really.
Yeah, because niggas like, oh, I can do
pushed
that.
it. They was like, I don't got it.
And then, like I said, and Wayne was coming out, and then you would see the amount of music Wayne put out. You'd be like, oh shit, he didn't write that, nigga. You're not Wayne. You are Stain. You're not Wayne. It's a big difference. It's a big difference. Some of y'all niggas is hot garbage. Like real talk. Stop trying to be what you not.
But I understand you saying it's both. It's.
That I mean, both is the right answer to me.
And some bad. Like even the fact that he brought a rock star component to being a hip hop artist, there's good and bad that comes with that as well.
Yeah.
You know, because a lot of people wanted to be that rock star. They wanted to be that. And it was good because it's like it pushed hip hop to a certain level, but then it's some bad stuff that come with being a rock star, you know, which we see. And if you look at Wayne now, you see all the rough times that when you look at him, you see it physically. So
That's true.
it's a culture that come along with that that's not so great. And you're right, one about one, the mumbling and
Yeah.
and they don't realize sometimes Wayne is high. That's why he sound like that. And they was doing that on purpose.
Yeah, they was trying to. Some of these niggas just whack, and they just wanted that was their excuse. I'm trying to sound like Wayne. Nah, nigga,
But
this,
he
this.
had on one of his albums, I cannot remember which one it was. I want to say it was probably like 04, 05. And it was like an interlude. And to this day, I don't know where he was. He was like skipper bop. I was like, what? You know what I'm talking about? It was like an interlude on one of them albums in like 04, 05. And I was like,
But see, one thing.
somebody get him.
But one time, Lil Wayne did something on one of his albums where he had like all these other rap niggas open up his album, one of the
Yeah.
covers.
Squads.
Yeah, that shit was hot.
Yeah.
Um,
But he was not afraid
Yeah.
to do what he wanted to
He
do.
was very
He was like, I
versatile.
really want to be a rock star. I'm gonna release a rock album. It was terrible, but the fact that he was bold enough to do it is a good
Yeah, I think it kind of shows like, you know, you can't just be one way, or even if you are one way, the next person can't be that same way that person is. You know, you gotta be different. You have to have something different to it. You know?
Yeah, but unfortunately, they were all trying to be
Yeah.
him.
So,
What he stood for is actually what they weren't doing. So I get it.
we talk about how he influenced the whole, you know, generation of getting tattoos on their face.
Yeah,
Right.
that's the kind I don't. Like, okay, what if rap doesn't? I'm HR, so what if rap isn't for you? Now you're gonna have difficulty getting certain jobs because it's not being professional. So
yeah. I mean, that's the good and bad aspect of it. Like, there's people that, oh yeah, Lil Wayne has a tattoo on my face, and then I'm gonna be a rapper, and then in this generation, they want to be a rapper today, but then tomorrow they want to be a lawyer. Well, shit, I'm not even gonna hire you at McDonald's. You got a skull and crossbones on your cheek. Like, it's you gotta if you're gonna make that commitment, you gotta follow it through, my boy.
but it brings
If you're
up
not, then you gotta make changes.
Lil Wayne is the cause of that generational conversation when people say my favorite rapper look like this.
Yeah.
Your favorite rapper looks like this.
Yeah.
With the skinny jeans hanging off that are like
Don't say skinny
purple
jeans. You know that's
and
one of
I know.
CP3's trigger words.
Purple sparkly skinny jeans, tattoos all on your face and stuff like that. Back in the day, we didn't have that. You know, that was not the look.
Definitely.
Not to say that one was better than the other, because I'm not knocking it. It's all depending on who you are, but there's a big difference. You know, Lil Wayne brought a culture.
All right, look, Lady Internet, it's your turn. It's time.
Said some things.
You said some things. You almost offended some people. I thought you were me for a second.
I probably did offend some people, but I'm not worried about that. So, you said that you're born in Baltimore. You grew up there. So, tell us about, because we're everyone who doesn't know who's listening. We're primarily in the DC area. Baltimore is not that far, but it's almost like a whole different world. So, tell us how it.
We gotta change it.
You're right, because we're too close, but I mean, it's a cultural thing. You know, when you have like a metropolitan type of area, like a city, you're gonna have differences.
You know you open up for a rant, so I'm gonna let him finish, and then I'm gonna insult some people right after he finished talking.
But we know how what the experiences are here for up and coming artists. Can you tell us a little bit about the Baltimore scene as far as you trying to come up, different experiences, good and bad, that you've had, and may shed some light on some up and coming artists in the Baltimore area?
I mean, it's been a lot of mistakes, you know, trying to figure out, you know, this music thing. The music industry period is just hard. So, I came up from the city, moving to the county, back to the city, so a lot of back and forth. And a lot of setbacks come with that because you you tend to find out that it's way more than just talent. A lot of us go, blind.
Hold on. Say that part again.
It's way more than just talent. It's way more. You go blind just thinking that, oh, I'm gonna drop this hot song, it's just gonna blow. You know what I mean? And then it's even more naive if you only know like a handful of people. You know what I mean? So it plays, it, it takes way more than just a dream in a certain sense. You know what I mean? Now there's times that you can just drop a song and it just goes viral, but that's more one in a million than you making it knowing what to do. You know what I mean? And that's still just as hard.
Right.
So it's been a long process, but it's like I finally kind of like really wrapped my head around it and just really dedicated to the business side of it. And a lot of people talk like a lot of like, oh, we trapping on the music trapping and this, that, and third, but it's like, but if you can't go nowhere, it's like, are you really doing it? You know what I mean? Like, where are you putting the money at? What are you doing you feel me? Because it's a business.
Yeah.
So, once I learned that and learned what to do, you feel me? I started just really focusing that way and fine tuning, in the craft and, taking it seriously. Because if you take it seriously, then people will take you seriously.
Indeed.
Yeah.
Oh shit, journalist voice.
I'm over here discussing at this Cowboys game right now, down 4-0 in the first. Damn, forget my question. I was gonna branch off on some of the, like you said, the cultural differences in the Baltimore and DC area with the whole rap game. Because I'm not a fan of Baltimore myself. I haven't been there in a long time. I had a bad experience and I don't go back.
What happened? She took your
It's
money?
been a bad experience everywhere.
I mean,
I
it
really
wasn't
feel
even
like
it
that.
wasn't even my personal.
What was her
bad
name?
experience.
Baltimore can be rough.
I don't know. I was going out there with my boy. He was going. He had this chick.
It
Yeah, I
was
was riding with him.
It's always a female.
Yeah, he was going to go.
How did we know that part?
He said he was going to go meet some chick for the first time. She had some friends. We rode out there. And it was a setup. It was a bunch of niggas trying to beat up some niggas from DC. Because they didn't like. That's when I found out Baltimore niggas ain't like DC niggas. I'm like, why? What the fuck?
Look, I had to think about this trip coming from
Oh,
Baltimore.
no.
Can't be green.
That was just right, dog. That was just right. But yeah,
Traumatized.
I try to think about
Traumatized.
I'm like that, man. I'm like that, man. Y'all let me that night.
He said he was busting caps that
Yeah,
night.
we was.
Hey, we don't say that.
I was.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Good job.
Woosah, nigga, woosah.
It was a crazy night. So because I know, I don't really delve into the rap game like these two. I get all my information from these guys. I do, because like I said, I stopped listening to stuff after like 2005. There's very few people that I listen to that can actually entertain me with their lyrics and with their music. So, why is it such a difference in the rap game when the areas are so close? I know, Baltimore has their own dialect and accent in some cases. What do you think fuels that major difference in the areas in the rap game and in just the cultural area since you've been on both sides of it?
Well, I think between DC and Baltimore, DC has turned from like culturally. I'm trying to word this correct, but the transition to a more diverse community.
Gentrification. Oh,
Absolutely.
yeah. Mhm.
So, a market within when we know there's a predominant, like the music consumers are just as diverse.
Mhm.
So it's easier to market in DC versus Baltimore at this time because we're in that process, but Baltimore hasn't got to it, you know what I mean? So a lot of, I guess, stars or even just people wanting to party would rather party in DC than Baltimore. I mean, this is entertainment. This is, this is club. This is strip club. This is, nightclub. That's what, our music plays at. So I think that plays a part. And we have, as Baltimoreans, we got a big role to play in it because we have to be more welcoming, I feel. And kind of like cater to all people, if you want to say, not just one genre, one type of community.
So real talk, I've had more fun in Baltimore strip clubs than I've had in DC strip clubs.
Well, honestly,
I said I didn't say you.
no,
nigga.
honestly, that was a thing for quite some time. People from this area would go to Baltimore to the strip clubs because they've always said there were better strip clubs up that way for both to see male and female strippers. So
I don't know about the first part.
no,
But I'm just saying for females, yeah,
firsthand.
yeah.
But that's been the thing for some time.
But even
now.
though, I mean, we went out there for New Year's one year.
Mhm.
Like I mean, it was just always just for me. Like I said, I've always had fun going out to Baltimore. Like we go on the little strips
I've
and
never had a
then
We
problem.
appreciate you. We appreciate it.
I've
Um,
never had a problem in Baltimore.
but
But me and you, we can travel and not have problems
yeah,
to
17.
other areas.
Yeah.
But some people can't.
Can't.
See,
It
that's
feels
So
like anywhere they go.
so let me.
See, you gotta act like this is. Now, I feel like I'm feeling some shade.
So
This side of the studio. As I said, this wasn't even my beat when I went to Baltimore.
But you
I was just
always
Yeah.
riding with.
Hold on. So what happened when you went to Philly?
oh
Ain't
shit.
nothing bad happened when we went
What
to
happened when
Philly.
you went to Jersey?
Which time? I ain't really nothing
You
bad
have
happened.
given a story
I
A
was-
beef.
about going to Philly and going
You
to
did beef in
Jersey.
Philly.
That's when we was at the game. That was when we was with, at the football game. And it was Philly fans was talking shit. I didn't start the fight. I just had to back up because
You
my
never
man
start the
swung.
fight.
I don't start the fight, but I just knock the niggas out when the fight start. I'd be the one that's like, man, let's just go.
But remember,
They
what
wanna
were you
keep
telling
going.
us some story
But
about
then-
them
but then-
riding around in either Philly or Jersey? I can't remember which one, but they was riding around and then they was talking about this girl came around. Like,
That was South Jersey. Yeah.
see?
Yeah, see.
That was
It's
South.
always
Um,
But that wasn't a bad
So
story.
now I gotta get around. Let me insult some people real quick. Shout out to Slick Al because one, he came all the way down here from B-More. So when you dumbass artists from DC and we invite you to come to the show and y'all be like, oh, I can't come and this. Like, yo, it's slim. But then you wonder why your career is underneath my shoe. Because when you do stuff like that, like you don't invest in yourself. I done seen this man travel to Atlanta. I done seen this man travel to Richmond. I done see them I done seen him in DC a couple of times. When you hustling and you trying to take your stuff to the next level, success is a clock that you punch in. Like it's work. Like if you're not going to, if you don't want to be successful, please do me a favor and just shut the fuck up. Because it takes a lot to be successful. It takes a lot. It's doing it when you're tired. It's doing it when you don't want to do it. People don't realize when we drove up to Atlanta, nigga, it was a 10 fucking hour drive and I had just got off work. Renegade's like, yeah, I'm coming. And then he was here within an hour. Like,
I don't want to be the teacher or the HR lady all the time, but it's called work habits.
yeah.
Okay. A lot of people have that on their report card, and they must not have gotten
A
good.
lot of people suck.
Nobody has the work ethic. Nobody wants to put the work in. They want the success without putting it. They don't understand the
But
grind
then,
that goes into
but that's the thing. But then I see people cry on social media and they be like, "Oh, people don't support me. Why the fuck would I support you when you lazy?"
Because niggas, they can't look at themselves and see the role they're playing in their failure.
I don't even care about that. Just shut the fuck up.
They not.
You know you lazy. You know you like.
No, but
As far as like real talk, an ugly motherfucker know they ugly. A person who's trash know they trash.
but what happens when all your life you
Ugly
live in
man
a
do
certain
that.
box? I blame the parents.
Well, you can blame their you can blame their parents. You can blame their teachers.
Ugly man knows he's ugly. Ugly woman doesn't. Because some fool will hit that.
Men out here that they ugly and they don't know they ugly.
Them
I
motherfuckers know.
met them.
They know.
That was mean.
They know. They
I'm
just
sorry.
they just don't want
They
you to.
have confidence. They like fuck
Okay,
that.
so that's an issue in this society.
Mm.
A man who's ugly, who don't know he ugly, he confident?
Look, I done seen
Nah,
some
you
ugly
just- you're
dudes with some
delusional.
fine ass women. I'm sitting there like, what the fuck?
She
is
just
this?
didn't care that he's ugly. Like no shade, but there's
Or she could be in the ugly
the king,
niggas.
the king and queen of the music industry for Black America right now is a little off, if you ask me.
Who's that?
I'm not throwing shade.
Who Jay-Z and Beyonce?
I'm not
You saying Jay-Z look like a
throwing
candle?
shade.
You saying Jay-Z look like a camel? That's
I'm
what you're
not
trying to say?
throwing shade. I'm just saying.
You saying he look like Joe Camel?
They say beauty is in the eye of the beholder. So
I think that's
You want-
more of a business.
You wouldn't hit Jay-Z?
what?
I love being
Real
messy.
talk, more than half of these dudes in the industry are ugly anyway.
I love being messy.
This is not the beautiful people society. You know, like no, you could be an ugly rapper. It's not a problem.
So I was about to ask.
About the music
Yeah,
first,
right? It's a lot of
You know what?
dudes rapping.
I mean, you got a lot of pain. You feel me? In music, you know, if that's that representation.
So
Right. They just not sex symbols in the music industry.
I
They
wa-
just good rappers.
I was about to ask a question, but we are being very messy tonight, and I realized
I know. I'm trying not to, but you call it names. I wasn't trying to call names.
give a fuck.
That is not a couple I want to come for. Okay.
Look, everybody's a target.
But I really want to promote
I'm from Queens.
them. I like to promote them. I just don't feel as though, like for me, that's just not my preference.
So do you want you want me to play Slick Al's video?
Yes, please, because you're trying to put me, you're trying to have them people come to me. I'm not trying to go there right now.
So-
I mean,
Power couple, man. I don't understand.
they're
So-
a lovely.
So we're gonna do a quick music video break.
Yes, we need that.
So I'm gonna play 4 videos.
Okay. Wait, are they all him?
No, I only have one video about Slick Al.
Oh.
Uh,
Yeah, you going to, we gotta ask them questions because
Yeah,
he
let
just
me,
slipped something in there.
You ain't got no more to drink. Shit. I gotta play that video.
So the first video I'm gonna play is the live performance from Renegade. Then I'm gonna play Slick Al, and then I'm gonna play Shake Man, and then I'm gonna play
Who?
Shake Man. He was another artist that was at the
Okay, I was about to say, you said it like I'm supposed to.
and then I'm gonna play Go Villain. Yeah.
Y'all need to know what's up. Hey, look. Hey, DJ FM, you ready to do this shit? Hey, numbers. Let me tell you something real quick, man. You did your motherfucking thing tonight, man. Hey, we gonna hear, but they just heard you. You did? He said, who is he? You heard? Y'all know what's up. We only do this shit real right here at 1224 Shit Lounge. We doing this shit right, you heard? Hey, you ready, Slim? You sure you ready? You ready? Man, do your thing, huh? Y'all already know what it is. To the E to the N to the E to the G to the A to the D to the E. They call me Renegade, dog. I'm out here in the DMV. Y'all niggas, I'ma tell y'all something, one thing. My bad, mic too close. Rapping, $1 million. Hey, business, $1 million. But showing love, that shit priceless. I'm gonna tell y'all, that shit priceless. You ain't gotta pay for that shit. So show some love in here and show some love to these people that's getting out here and doing their thing. Trying to do something out here, alright? Let's get it pumping, y'all. I'm getting pumping, alright?
Yeah, right. Yeah, shit, lie. All on me, she all on me. She just watch me count about 100 G's. I just push that weight and moved 100 G's. I just want the money, power, and a piece. All on me, it's all on me. I just touched down in LA for the week. Had to go and get away from the streets. Cause they know a nigga act is all on me. I get that bag off, go stack a rank up. Pull up to Saks Fifth, go drop a bag off. I got a tax, y'all, to hang up with rats, dog. You can never catch me frontin', I done backed off. I'm like, hey, back it up with these groceries, that's my safe word. All these binges be a drug, that's my gateway. I be such a big stabber, they call now Mayday. Dispatch to them feds, but you catch this KK. Every day's a payday. Open that safe, yeah. Won't do late, wait. Don't care what you say, yeah. I'm on the way. Jump back like 2 or 3. I make you fade away. I can never trust no dog, never give up what I got. I just put up on the dot that I put up off the line. You can never run my day, only thing you in my way. Always acting like a boss, every time I took a loss. All on me, she all on me. She just watch me count about 100 G's. I just push that weight and moved 100 G's. I just want the money, power, and a piece. All on me, it's all on me. I just touched down in LA for the week. Had to go and get away from the streets. Cause they know a nigga act is all on me. Talk about me, pay a fee. All these niggas all around me. We gon' see, ain't shit sweet. Got respect, cause ain't shit free. Pay for them shoes, pay for them jeans. Got you down to a T. Even riding through Miami, got me gripping on my feet. Gotta move fast, go by the tag when she down on me. All these snitches, all these ops, see them around for me. Never will be giving you props, don't you vouch for me. Always clutching on that Glock, keep around with me. Tell them on the left, count up pesos. Someone check the record, they call me Fuego. They know that I'm a stepper, get out the way, door. On my worst behavior, pull up the Draco. What the hate for? How my day go? Never really care what you fake for. On my payroll is what you ain't go. All these haters around me do what I say so. All on me, she all on me. She just watch me count about 100 G's. I just push that weight and moved 100 G's. I just want the money, power, and a piece. All on me, it's all on me. I just touched down in LA for the week. Had to go and get away from the streets. Cause they know a nigga act is all on me.
That shit right. But this shit like.
I keep on dripping this juice. This dirty clip in my coupe. I think it's missing a roof. I leave you missing like. Stay solid, I'm balling again. They try to blackball me again. Ducked out that county, do this for my city. It's like they don't want me to win. I keep on dripping this juice. This dirty clip in my coupe. I think it's missing a roof. I leave you missing like. Stay solid, I'm balling again. They try to blackball me again. Ducked out that county, do this for my city. It's like they don't want me to win. Woo! Vanessa finesse
me again. That pussy make me wanna spend. My bitch want Dior and their wang. I'm gonna ball to the end. Woo! Thank God for blessing and lessons. Remember when mama was stressing and we ain't have shit to invest in. Mama, sheesh. Now we got money for Benzes. I hope my niggas get paper, my brothers, my sisters stack your dividends. I keep on dripping this juice. This dirty clip in my crew. I think it's missing a roof. I leave you missing like. Stay solid, I'm balling again. They try to blackball me again. Ducked out that county, do this for my city. It's like they don't want me to win. I keep on dripping this juice. This dirty clip in my crew. I think it's missing a roof. I leave you missing like. Stay solid, I'm balling again. They try to blackball me again. Ducked out that county, do this for my city. It's like they don't want me to win. Woo! Sacrifices for the loot. These niggas think they the truth. Can't walk a mile in my boot. 10th grade, I jumped off the stoop. Woo! Chopper hit you like the truth. I got a hottie that'll shoot. She play a nigga like a flute. Sheesh. Think I'm a bitch, keep on playing. I pull a stick and I bang. I don't take pictures with them, no. I keep on dripping this juice. This dirty clip in my crew. I think it's missing a roof. I leave you missing like. Stay solid, I'm balling again. They try to blackball me again. Ducked out that county, do this for my city. It's like they don't want me to win. I keep on dripping this juice. This dirty clip in my crew. I think it's missing a roof. I leave you missing like. Stay solid, I'm balling again. They try to blackball me again. Ducked out that county, do this for my city. It's like they don't want me to win.
Own every mile at the Hyundai Getaway Sales Event. Hurry in to get our best deals of the season. Get it?
I say all my niggas got good rain. Put potato on that bitch and let it bang. Counting money while I'm smoking Mary Jane. You can't hang with us cause you ain't with the game. I say all my niggas got good rain. Put potato on that bitch and let it bang. Counting money while I'm smoking Mary Jane. You can't hang with us if you ain't with the gang. Yeah, they call me Shake, and I'm all about my dough. Hell no, I don't like Wallace, cause you know I cannot fold. I spend racks on myself, I spend racks on this fit. What I'm counting right now, hell no, it ain't counterfeit. Bitch, nigga, stop talking before we stomp you out. These chopper bullets right now, bitch, will make you walk it out. Say, what's that talking sound? Say, what's that mumbling sound? Say, nigga, scratch him out white chalk, we had to lay him down. I say, tell that pussy nigga, pipe down. Throwing money, stand on couches in the lounge. I say, tell that fuck nigga, pipe down. We got guns with extendos in the lounge. I say, all my niggas got good range. Put potato on that bitch and let it bang. Counting money while I'm smoking Mary Jane. You can't hang with us cause you ain't with the game. I say, all my niggas got good range. Put potato on that bitch and let it bang. Counting money while I'm smoking Mary Jane. You can't hang with us if you ain't with the gang.
And my bitches clingy, they let me to death. They level my flaws. Can I hold 100? Oh, see you tomorrow. Speaking of my ice pick, jewels. Shit, I'm tryna make something shake. Give me a cutie and flip. Rent due, plus child support. I get more and they ask for more. Not Malcolm all, I'm macking more. My bitch say that I'm worthless, oh well, her loss. I can get any bitch a swishing niggas head ball. My dick long plus my hair long. I right here where I belong. My custom fit from D-Long. He might not, but she know. I bought from the hills like Chino. John Wick like Reese Keanu. When I Benz in a Mercy Lago. Now the fact check hit was Fargo. First the rent out the way, go to Cardinal. They give me change to splurge. They give me change to splurge. After he tryna fuck the whole city, she lay with the mud. I handle my business, I'm wrapping it up. I'm handling my business, I'm racking it up. I'm handling my business, I'm stacking it up. Keep stacking it up, keep stacking it up, keep stacking it up, keep stacking it up, keep stacking it up. Oh, mama, I love you to death, girl. I love you to death. Oh, really? Where my pain go? Where these chains go? Where the hate go? Where all the love go? Guess where the drugs be? I'm talking shit, she say, shut up, nigga, fuck me. Okay, damn. My bitches clingy, they let me to death. They love all my flaws. Can I hold 100? Oh, see you tomorrow. Speaking of my ice pick, Jules. Shit, I'm tryna make something shake. Give me a cutie and flip. Rent due, plus child support. I give more and they ask for more. Not Malcolm all, I'm macking more. My bitch say that I'm worthless, oh well, her loss.
I would have watched it like, oh my god.
Ice pick. What up? What up? We back. We are back. Yo, I did have a question.
Well, wait. I can't continue. Shout out to Go Villain and her wig. We got to have a conversation, Go Villain. About that wig.
That wig has you.
That wig had me weak.
Ice pick.
I was in tears.
Yo. You know what though? I can't even. We can clown, but we just on the road. If you're doing your own thing and you in your own lane, like do what you gotta do.
Yeah.
And the thing about it is though, we are talking about it, so I guess it achieved what it wanted.
But no, you know, I love Go Villain to pieces. I tell them about himself, and that had me laughing. It really did. Like I was really laughing.
You know,
I saw him in that wig. I couldn't keep myself.
so
together.
when he come back here to do an
I'm
interview,
going to have a conversation.
no. When he comes back here, he has to wear the wig. He has to wear the wig. If he doesn't come when he comes.
Comes in here with that wig on, I'm on the floor.
If he doesn't come back, we're not interviewing without the wig.
I'm taking a selfie.
I'm bringing out the big. I'm bringing out the big camera for that. Like real talk, if he comes, I'm gonna see. I'll reach out. We get him for an interview. But he has to wear the wig. That
was out of
we may yo CP3. Your birthday's on Tuesday. We should get you that wig.
I'll be God damn. Never.
I think you can rock that joint.
Video shoot.
I think you can rock that joint. You won't look like Gunman number 2 no more, nigga.
No thank you. I'll pass.
Yes, sir.
Oh man.
I dropped that video.
Okay. Oh, so your birthday just passed.
Yeah.
When was it?
3rd of November.
Okay, happy belated birthday. Happy belated birthday.
So
once again, and this is one of the reasons why I salute Big Al, because he wasn't even a guest on the show yet. We had just been talking. But when the video, we started posting clips for the video, he tagged me in it.
Yeah.
So which made me go look at the video on YouTube and go find it. And so I was like, all right, when I invited him on, I'd already had the video.
Yeah, indeed.
But that goes to you lazy ass motherfuckers who don't network. You already know who's gonna be shady. You think it was gonna be really positive all the way through?
But also to the people who, are from Baltimore that are watching, support this dude.
Definitely.
You look at his video, you see your city. You
Definitely.
know what I mean? That I feel like that makes a video and an artist hit.
And he's out here like performing in And he got other songs too. That's just the one he did the video for.
Because I know here in the DC metro area,
But
we have a problem with supporting our
support.
own, even when they're doing the right thing.
That's
So-
the whole premise of the
So,
movie.
they-
So,
they
so
know.
he's always grinding. Like I said, he's been to the Richmond, he's been into Miami, like he's been to the Phillies and like up and down the coast. So get that man support.
Yeah.
One of the biggest things I always in this goes to the whole DMV Baltimore area. This is why we fail.
Mhm.
So when we go to these spots like Atlanta and stuff, and when these artists show up in packs. And even if they not rapping, they supporting their folks and they know every word their folks song.
Yep.
The nigga that won an ATL, he clicked the fuck up. Like, and they singing the shit. Like the nigga looked like a superstar because of that.
Yeah.
We don't do that here.
And
We
I feel like nobody should support your artist from your city more than you. Like I'm an advocate for that. Like ain't nobody going as hard for Raheem than I do.
Fuck him.
Don't do that.
I
Don't do that.
just wanted to say this to make you do this.
Love
No.
I go hard for
Actually, I respect his hustle and he
Yes.
great singer,
But I feel
marvelous.
like if he's from where I'm from, I'm going to support him. Now, if I'm not supporting an artist from this area, it's big reasons for
Yeah.
it. Because I make it a point to go out of my way. And even like actresses and just anybody.
But I think if we got over the DMV and who's not DMV thing and really support it, we would be the next Atlanta. Like people don't realize like when Atlanta was set to fucking blow, Chocolate City was the next city up, and we fumbled because we were so fucking divided in who's from DC, who's from Maryland, who's from Virginia, and we should have if we would have.
DC is a divisive area anyway because before all of that, DC was like what quadrant of the city you're from.
Like,
I'm from Northwest,
yeah.
but you from Southwest. I'm
So-
not dealing with you. Come on now.
So let me so there was a girl who came out last year or this year. And she had this song called That's Not Atlanta. And then she was just naming people that weren't from Atlanta. And it was hot, right? And it was hot. Luda shut her ass down.
Yeah.
We not from I put Atlanta on the map. What are you talking about?
Yeah.
And a couple other niggas who was really out there put her down, and they was like, "Yo, sweetheart, the song is hot, but at the same time, you preaching division.
Right.
We built the city up.
Right. Because when you listen to Luda, he talks about all the areas down there. He will shout out College Park. He will shout out,
But that's how Outkast was. That's how T.I. was.
Right.
So they shut that shit down. They was like, no, you good? And her buzz went from right here, cause she was on before Gorilla and all these young ladies that's coming out right now. She was on before Ice Spice, all of them. She was on. They shut that shit down because it was like you preaching division.
And see, nowadays versus back in the day, nowadays, the quicker you come out, the quicker you can just be gone.
Yeah.
The cancel culture is not a game.
But I don't even think it was canceled. It was just
I'm just saying that thought process.
Yeah.
They'll shut you down.
And I think, to me, I thought it was a hot song, but I thought it was a negative song because once again, we're preaching diversity when in separatism, when we should be practicing of unification.
Yeah.
And if this area actually came together and supported one another like the way that they did, support a Richmond nigga like you grew up with a nigga. Like I was surprised when Renegade told me when he told me about Shake, and he was like, "Yeah, that's a dude from Richmond. This," and he knew his song, and he said, "Yo, I know your song." And dude was like, "Oh fuck," and then they became real live friends because of that. But that's just the support that we should be doing all the time.
Yeah.
It shouldn't just be one show we show unification, and then the second show, like it's I ain't gonna say
That's been a complaint
I'm
in this area for a long time.
I ain't gonna say it's heartbreaking, but real talk is we had a lot of DC or DMV artists up there, and we didn't walk away with a trophy. We let another nigga from out of town take something that we work hard for because he came in with a good package, and we came in as individuals. And we gotta stop doing that.
Yeah.
Like we really gotta stop doing it. And I see it all the time. Like these last 10 to 15 years we've been grinding doing music. It's we talk unity, but we talk about it, but we don't be about it.
So the problem is that in this area, loyalty is not in our culture,
It's not.
and it's sad. Like, you know, me and CP3 can attest to this. Even when it comes to sports,
Oh
people think I'm
shit. That's a
crazy. People think I'm crazy. I root for the Ravens all day long,
Shout out to Ray.
unless they play in Washington, because I that's where I come from. But the Ravens are really close.
yeah.
I can root for them. Why not? I live in Maryland right now. I live closer to, you know, where Washington is.
Yeah.
But I can root for them.
Yeah.
And people are like, what? Yeah, I can be a Ravens fan. As long as they're not playing Washington, I'm going to root for the Ravens. Lamar Jackson is my dude. I'm going to root for him. So I'm loyal to where I'm from. I'm home team all day. And people look at me sideways because I am. I'm like, first of all, it's just sports.
Well, it is, but people are confused and they're stupid. So, you know.
And we got a lot of people who are not loyal who claim to be. Well, I don't want him to speak on
Yeah, I know, yeah. This nigga rubbing his face like, yeah, having a bad thought and shit.
Whole like hardcore rants on this, but
you know some of the fans are just so don't even get me started.
Yeah, don't get started.
It's-
Have a beer, take a sip.
being loyal in any
What size
aspect,
wig you wear? We can order it for your birthday.
in any aspect, being loyal is it's not about just being loyal when it's easy to do.
Yeah.
It's being loyal when during those difficult times too.
But that's what I always tell people is when we had Wally B on, salute to Wally B. But what I fuck with Wally is, even when he wasn't, we just put him on the show, but for the whole fucking 2 to 3 years, if we had one nigga watching, it was Wally B.
Mm-hmm.
If we put a post up, it was Wally B. No matter what we put up.
That whole time that we was rocking to his song.
Yeah.
Me and CP3 didn't even know who he was. We kept forgetting, like, well, yeah, play that song.
Give me that song.
And
And CBD,
we always dancing to.
you know, CBD do that crazy looking dance. We ain't asked you to sing, nigga. We ain't asked you to sing.
Like, leave that to Wally B.
Yeah, leave that to Wally B, nigga. You fuck it up, son. You fuck it up. Oh, Lord. But what I fucked with him was that he always showed love, and so when we did, you know, had opportunity to put him on, it made it even more better. But he, you know, boom. Even when I put the post that Slick Al was gonna be on there, first nigga. I don't even tag Wally on the shit because he the first nigga. He the first nigga to crown that. Boom. Hashtag we it. He'll repost. We good. Like I don't even have to tag this nigga. Like real talk.
Look, he did a lot of the footage at the like at the shows that we'll be at. You feel me?
Yeah.
Like yo, Al, you want me? Like my man, yeah, I got.
See?
Yeah, so.
And that's what we talk about with energy as well.
Yeah.
You know, when people have good energy, it stands out.
Like real talk. We had a whole show after the show when Wally B was here. This motherfucker's almost 11 o'clock. Like the show ended at 10.
Yeah.
We turned the mics off, but we were just having an engaging conversation. Like we were just chilling.
And on the other hand, we've had artists that we've interviewed
They can't talk and they suck.
that were pulling teeth to get anything. You know?
I mean, it's hard in a sense of, you know, being interviewed or being interrogated. A lot of people don't like that.
No, the funny thing is people come and they be like, "Oh, y'all got real questions." See, when CBD goes, that means the journalist is coming out.
I
all
be
funny
like-
games all the
I'm
time.
like, tell me your mindset when you was locked up back in 1980, blah blah blah. What was you thinking? How did you get through? I'm thinking like that.
So, question: do you think? Because I was gonna hit you with my main question, my go-to question, but do you? But I got another one. Do you think The Wire was a negative impact on Baltimore, or do you think it was? Did it made because people will get confused with facts and fiction real quick.
So, but you know, it's funny. With The Wire, it really was a thin line between that. You know what I mean? Because a lot of that really was happening. You know, and you know, in West Side and East now, they don't know that like it was real in a very real sense. So, I think it did negatively impact us because it kind of showed, you know, like that real raw level of, you know, what Baltimore is, and you learn and you build this outer shell coming from it, you know, but it's a lot. There's a lot going on. City needs a lot of help, you know, financial help, tender love and care for it, really. But yeah, it didn't help. It didn't help at all, I would say. And then I feel like we embraced it too, which made it even worse because we like boasted about like this is why this where it from, you know what I mean? But
Yeah.
it really still made people distance, like, oh yeah, it is where you from. Like, okay, like, keep that around, you know. Yeah, but it is where that's the reality of it, you know, from the schools to like my son, like I live in the city, you feel me, and my son's asking me like, is those fireworks in November? You feel me? Like, November, but at the same time, like,
That's what he did.
that's what he hit. So yeah, you gotta change, and that's why I did the video that way because I could have been in an alley or any place, you know what I mean. But now I wanted to show there's more than just, you know, like the wire. Yeah, you know.
I mean, like I said, I was like, there was a good 10-year period. Like, dog, when I was partying, we was going to Baltimore. Like, you know,
Well, honestly, at that time, because I know what you're talking about, Baltimore wasn't making no noise like that.
Yeah.
It wasn't a whole bunch of nonsense coming out of the city to everyone else. So it wasn't like Baltimore was putting a negative light at that time.
Never watched one episode of The Wire before.
Oh, okay. So you ain't see baby Michael B. Jordan?
No.
He got murked. Sorry, I'm just rude as shit.
My homeboy, who's from, he grew up around the same area, Trey Cheney, was on it too.
Yeah. But I think I like what you said. It did good and bad, because people go in expecting it.
Yeah.
Like I said, I had fun times. I seen some wild shit in Baltimore. However, I'm from New York. I seen some wild shit. I done seen wild shit in New York. I done seen wild shit in DC. As I tell people, is the only place I've ever gotten robbed was in the back of my house, and that was in Alexandria, Virginia. You know, so it's craziness can happen anywhere. You know, madness is when it strikes, it strikes. It is what it is. So, but what do you have, Lady Antoinette, for him?
No, I have questions.
Because you got like you a deep thought. Or you still thinking about that wig?
I would be laughing because that wig is absolutely terrible.
I want to see CP3 in that wig.
I need to tell the villain that did nothing for his complexion. Okay, that blonde wig. But based off of your video and based off of your response talking about the video, it looks as though you're attempting to break those stereotypes of Baltimore.
Absolutely.
And we know there's stereotypes everywhere, but just pertaining to Baltimore, outside of that video, what type of things do you feel as an artist that you plan to do to continue to break those stereotypes about your city?
Oh, I mean, definitely. I mean, I'm more about networking. Network is a network, you know. So really, just helping, you know, my people as much as I can. I'm not a young boy in this. You feel me? So I have a lot of knowledge on like I said, my mistakes that I made that now they don't have to make, and people coming behind me. So, really just, I want to give more to this game, and so it won't die. They always say hip hop's dead. It died probably a long time ago. And we got this, life support type of, going on. So yeah, really just I finally figured it out. But it's like I feel like too many in Baltimore, especially, too many people will make it and then never come back. You feel me? And I think that's what happens too with us. We're all traumatized to that, so we don't want to support. You know what I mean? Because we like, oh, we just gonna gas somebody else up, so they, you know what I mean? So I feel, that's what I want to change, that whole narrative, and yeah, really, we say the DMV and whatnot, and really bring us together, and really, yeah, we are totally divided. So, shout out to DC, shout out to BA. B-More, what's up?
CP3, as you watch this Caps game and they're getting their asses kicked, what questions do you have?
Well, this is going to be an interesting game off the break with the way the game ended Friday. The Caps beat Tampa 5-1, and they got a couple of fights broke out. And it's a home and home. They play again today. I put a video out of the game on Friday. And I knew it was gonna be interesting, but Tampa looked like they came out ready. Caps came out a little flat. Tampa got a couple of lucky deflections that went off the skate of a defender. One went off a player that was going to the net. They just got the momentum, and hopefully the Caps can try to salvage it. Second period is their best scoring period as of right now. Tampa's just out playing them tonight, so yeah, it's a little disheartening to watch, and waiting for the Washington Commanders game tomorrow night. I made my bold prediction. You can go check it out on my YouTube channel, Carol Porter III with 3 eyes. I dropped it that I feel that the Washington Commanders will upset the Philadelphia Eagles on Monday Night Football. 2 years ago, when the Steelers came into town, 11-0, I called that one. Last year, 2-6, going against Tampa, 6-2, I called that one. And I'm calling this one. That's why I love being on the record, because I can talk shit when I'm right.
I mean, I'm gonna be real with you. Sidebar, CP3 came onto my show with me and my co-host, and it's a sports show. And because we're sponsored by Bet Rivers, which is a betting app, we select our picks for the games. So we went through all of the NFL games for the week. CP3 embarrassed me and my other co-host.
Oh, damn.
He picked all the, what you only had, 2?
Yeah, I was
rounds?
10-2.
He was 10-2. And, I want to say, I was 9-6.
Damn.
No, not 9-6.
9-3,
9-4. I was 9-4 because you didn't pick the Thursday game.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yes, I was not sure.
Yeah, but are you kidding?
Yeah, that's crazy.
I was so mad at him.
I'm about to hit the sport app, I'm waiting for the download for FanDuel.
I hope we ain't created monsters.
You know what I'm saying? Because, all my other football stuff this season been some shit, so I might got to start putting some money on these spreads.
We
Lord.
wasn't trying to create a monster.
I told you
Now,
I experiment.
so
10-2.
if you in the corner selling this thing for some things, just let you know, Lady Internet, you created the monster.
Hey, I'm not ashamed of throwing dick for dollars. I did it once, I will do it again. Look, I've done it once, I will do it again.
Oh my God.
We all got to eat. I might, like I said, OnlyFans might have something coming up soon too. Stay tuned.
Only CP3.
Hey, man, look, anything's possible, man.
Oh, that's terrible.
I'm just saying.
Real talk. Before I ask this question, I was watching You know, I watch these weird ass documentaries on Netflix.
God.
So it was about this female bodybuilder
Uh-huh.
who killed her husband.
Yes.
Silent
The,
King.
it was a white lady, black man?
Yeah.
Yes. Okay.
So niggas was paying her, and she was making the money. So niggas was paying her to have her choke them the fuck out and like wrap her legs around their throat and tap out. Like she was getting paid, and she said that she did it like 8 times or 3 times or something like that. She made like $8,000 to $10,000.
So let me tell you, before you came in earlier, I think I scared the crap out of Renegade, right? Because I was talking about how people do pay for weird stuff. Right?
That shit was weird.
I have a friend who's a dominatrix.
Oh, we need to interview her. Fuck that. Bring her on the show.
And the stuff that people get her to do.
Yo, we need to do an interview with her.
She'll tell me, and I'm like, no, you have got to be kidding. She was like, you should come with me. No.
Yeah, we got to interview. You need to set that up, Lady Antoinette. You need to set that up.
Oh yeah, I probably would. I should.
I'll be interested. So let's ask a real question now. Let's do a real question. So what is your go-to album? What is the one go-to album that you play when you like, yo?
American Gangster.
Okay. All right.
Why?
I mean, just the production from it. You know, I feel like that was one of Jay-Z's best albums. Like his influence, you know, just in the game period. So it's just and the story.
Interesting. We had I had a picture that had 5 or 4. It was 5 or 4 Jay-Z albums, and it ranked them. American Gangster was one of them. So we had to rank which was the best one. Everybody loved American Gangster. We always spoke highly of it, but everybody ranked American Gangster as one of the last because it was up against like the Blueprint. Except for it was like it was the Black Album.
That's my
like it was up against some tough competition.
Yeah.
So, but everybody spoke. But the thing is, they would lead with, yeah, we're gonna put American Gangster. But I feel like it was such a good album. But we all ranked it, I think, the same way, which is very interesting.
I liked how he just, you know, came about and really embodied that whole like Frank Lucas, like he was able to.
I was just of course my favorite song, one of my favorite songs on this is Success. With him and Nas, because I love him and Nas good together. But I love what the guy is saying, because like when he says it in the movie, he was like,
"Oh yeah, success took
so
a shot at you."
Yeah, and he said how he breaks down success.
How you gonna be unsuccessful?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Lady Anton, I know you got a question because you got that voice.
No, I was just listening and everything. I mean, I do have a question.
Yeah, I know you did.
So, outside of hip hop, is there a specific genre that highly affected your life or even your approach to music now?
Well, I was always trying to be a producer too, with rapping, but I realized I had to focus on one.
So I think that's so important what you just said, because I did this shit for a while. So I would produce, I would rap, and then the thing about it is when you do one really well, it takes away from the other. So if I'm in producer mode, that means I can't write because all I'm thinking about is beats. And then if I'm in rappers mode, that means I can't make beats because all I want to do is rhyme. And then I would go through these severe droughts of like writer's block for like 6 to 8 months because I'm trying to balancing the producer aspect versus the writer aspect. So it's hard, like,
I feel it kind of, since I focused on the rap side, I was able to like, I guess, use my voice more on the instrument side.
Yeah.
But I hear it differently.
What was your what did you use to produce? What was your
FL Studio.
FL Studio?
But did you incorporate?
Little reason.
Did you incorporate like anything else, like jazz or R&B, rock?
Yeah, I'm influenced. Yeah, like as far as my like My mother used to play Luther Vandross every Saturday. You
Big
know
Luther or
what I
Little
mean?
Luther?
Big Luther.
She said that shit quick. Big Luther, don't fuck with me.
But yeah, you know, so a lot of what do we want to call it, like soulful music, a lot of soulful music. But even to like pop, MJ was one of my favorite artists. You know what I mean? He's the king of it. So like I was, and I think that's the producer side of it, because I was able to listen to all types of music because I would want to sample,
Yeah.
you know,
Things,
this and
right.
that. So yeah, pretty bass.
Some
Well,
of the best hip hop songs of all time were sampled by other genres.
yeah. Well, now we come to my favorite part of the
Hey,
show.
what's that?
Well, CP3 will tell you that.
As always on At the Bar Radio, the best part of the show, with all our artists that we have in there. Bars at the bar.
You sound so professional.
I do voiceover work too, baby. I'm trying to get work, baby.
Why did you want to change like that?
Because that's the pimp in me, man. It just come out. The pinky about
Put
to
it
come out and
away.
everything.
Put it away.
I can't.
So we just want to see you spit some bars. They could be written, freestyle, whatever, just anything.
Right.
From a song, whatever.
Living in a city where people get lost and screaming to the Lord, but the devil want to engulf them often. They'd rather live in a coffin than live on a land where their freedom is exhausted. I'm exalted like a motherfucking sultan. Alibaba, 30 thieves on the pulpit. If you want to know who I be's, I'm a culprit. Nigga, I'm sick like a disease you can't cope with. Hot up on my waist, but best believe I'm the coldest. Keep precision aim and I'm never losing focus. I lost focus.
You know the funny thing is, first he act like he was like, damn. But let me get his bars.
He lost focus. I think he said never losing focus, like it was playing.
Yeah.
He said never losing focus, but I lost
focus.
He playing.
He playing. Like niggas like, damn, that's kinda hold on, wait a minute. let me put this S out on my chest. Let me just
Let me drop some of the niggas here and
yeah. I love that part because I think it's always the dopest part of the show because I love when we have artists in their element. So
And I
definitely.
mean, it also helps because, we all, I can say everyone in this room, okay, we remember Milli Vanilli. We remember imposters and things like that.
Oh yeah.
So it's good to see that.
So where can they find you at?
Oh man, Slick Out 410 on Instagram. You can check out my website at slickout.com. On Facebook, Slick Out. Yeah, Slick Out 410. You already know.
Bet.
Instagram. I'm always on that. Slick Out on YouTube. Just Google Slick Out. Really?
Well, you say Google.
It's the easiest way.
That's what's up.
I appreciate y'all though.
We are definitely we love. First of all, one thing about it is when we do the show, don't be a stranger.
Yeah.
You got a project you want us to promote, come through, we definitely support.
Definitely. Stay
Like,
Solid is out right now.
Definitely. Where they get it at?
Oh, on all platforms. Stay Solid, the album. No Love, the album's out already too, but Stay Solid, the album's out right now. The video y'all just watched was Stay Solid. I got Freeze on there, and then the one everybody like is Trust Issues. That's gonna come soon.
That's the joint, nigga. You're supposed to send me that joint. I was like, yo, you got the other music? Just email it to me. You ain't even send it to me though, but we got you. We can do it. You save it for the next go around.
Yeah.
Cause that's the joint. Like for real, when he performed that joint, I was like, I thought this nigga's about to do some killer shit. This nigga got me bobbing my head. That joint was nice though. That's my shit though.
Definitely, y'all check out this Trust Issues. Yeah, we running it up, on Spotify and on iTunes and all that good stuff.
Yes, definitely check him out.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Particularly people from this area.
DMV, we all we got, right?
There you go. If they don't have nobody else, that's what we supposed to have.
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely,
Yeah.
definitely.
We up
Yeah.
next. You know, if we do it right, just like
Fuck
you
being
said,
up next. We should be up now.
we should be.
Like we
It's
should be up now. Like
way
real talk.
past due.
It's
For a
it's
long time coming.
it's. I know too many talented artists like yourself.
Exactly. With the
Like
same
like
story.
we should be the buzz. We should be the movement. We just gotta get it moving.
Mm-hmm.
Like the same. The thing is, we see it because when we go to Atlanta, we see it. When we go to these other places, we see it. The biggest love I ever got when I was performing was in North Carolina.
Exactly.
Like I walked in, these niggas was singing my song like I was famous.
Yeah.
I ain't never had a motherfucker out here sing my song. I had niggas like, oh, you rap? Oh, cool, and
Yeah.
walk away. And these niggas that grew up with me.
Yeah.
Like that's because the love is not there, and we have to put the love there and give people that respect.
And shout out to the artists who have come out of the area who tried.
Yeah.
You know.
But I like, I like what he said about Wiley. Like Wiley, he was like, yo, Wiley was, boom, he filmed. Da. That's what I'm talking about. When we have a movement.
Oh yeah, Emma Young and
Warfare Jen?
No, oh yeah, it was shout out to
Oh,
Warfare,
okay,
but
yeah.
HHGB, young boy with his father was a cameraman.
Yeah.
Man, he's going up. He was going up. He from out DC.
Okay. See, and that's what we need.
But that's when we need, like, because when you network and you grow and stuff like that, it helps and it shows. But one thing I say, if we move together, like when we go to these other places, there's no disrespect to who the artist the one because he was a very talented young man. However, if we would have moved if we'd have moved together in that room, a DMV artist would have took that place because we had just as much talent in there.
And I'm gonna be honest with you, because I moved out of this area and then came back, maybe my mindset is different, because if I hear that somebody is from here, that's what I'm rooting for.
Yeah.
That's what I'm rooting. I don't care what it is. I can be watching something on TV. Oh, he from DC? Oh, well, that's what I'm going for. I'm gonna go for it. Always go for home.
Our ladies are more supportive, anyway.
Mm-hmm.
And our males out there.
Because the nigga would, because I used to tell people this back in the day, and I was like, the difference is between a female and a dude. A female, if she like you, she gonna buy your shit.
Yeah.
A nigga who like you, he gonna tell his man to dub your shit. Oh, burn that CD for me. You got that? Am I lying? Yo, you got that new joint? Dub that shit. We would dub that, nigga. We would dub. Yeah, I know, but back in the day, that's what we used to do though. To dub that shit, nigga. We used to dub that shit, burn that shit, whatever.
But you're right,
Yeah.
I would go buy the CD. You're absolutely right. I literally had a TQ single because I like that little song. Remember TQ? What was the song? We pulled it up one time.
You nigga with the S curl?
No, the dude from Cali. What was the song? We had a guest on here. He remembered it too. I want to say it was called West Side or something.
Oh, I think I know what you're talking about.
No.
That had the S curl.
And I feel like you said that when we spoke about
You
it.
probably
I
did.
remember that shit. He had an S curl. I remember he had a sweatshirt on. He had a little pedophile looking mustache.
Like yours?
I gotta go tea. Mine is 21 over, goddamn.
We did have one more topic that we needed to discuss.
What was that topic?
Remember, I had a question.
What was the question?
All right, so and you can chime in because you are a guest unless you gotta go.
No.
Okay, you can chime in. So when you're in a relationship with somebody,
Oh shit. Hold on, wait a minute. CP3, I need another beer to answer this shit.
you think you good with those questions?
I ain't good with those.
Oh, you ain't good with those questions? All right.
And you might want to get you a beer too. This is gonna be a
This
doozy.
is not my struggle, but I have my thoughts. And I was talking to a friend, and we, we're talking about the things to do and things not to do when you're in this situation.
Oh shit.
If you're in a relationship, a marriage, or whatever, and the person that you're with is not quite providing you everything that you need sexually, how do you approach that? How do you communicate that? Or do you not communicate and hope for the best? Some people cheat. Some people go out and buy stuff, you know, or pay for services. Some people have conversations.
Have
What
you
do
ever
you do when you're in that situation?
have you ever told a motherfucker they sucked in bed?
I have, but that was not in a relationship with them.
What happened when you told him?
It wasn't a pretty thing. That was very defensive.
So just imagine if he's defensive, if he's not in a relationship.
But here's my
What?
thing.
No. Wait, let me finish. But how would you think if you're in a relationship with a
Okay,
motherfucker
but see,
and
that's
they
my
tell
thing.
you you suck?
The nature of the relationship also, for me, dictated my approach. What I say to someone that I care about and want to continue to deal with is so different than somebody that I'm cutting you off, but I'm just letting you know why I'm cutting you.
But as a man,
It's the same.
no. As a man, when you're receiving that information, whether it's you're cutting me off that one time or whether we've really been intimate, it's going to hurt my pride.
Right. So it's gonna
And it's going to hurt. It's going to hurt something in my soul.
So as a man, if you have a young lady you're in a relationship or married to, how do you tell her
That she sucks.
when you need some, not necessarily sex, but it's just like, let's say, for instance, it's just one thing she doesn't do in bed, right?
Mm-hmm.
One thing she doesn't do, and you need her to do that for you to be satisfied. How do you express that?
Compromise.
You compromise. So you just go without, or do you say something?
You say something, but the any good relationship is going to be built on compromise. So you got to give something to get something. So you should be able to express that, like, hey, this is what I need. I enjoy pleasing you, but for me, this is what I need. Is it something that you're comfortable with doing? Is it something that you'd be willing to try? If it's something that you tried and you didn't like, hey, I'll never ask again. But you gotta be willing to compromise to see if, to give a little to get a little. That's the only way I can see something like that happen. But it's how. But then again, it's how you deliver the message too.
Right. That's
So it's you can deliver the message respectfully.
right.
You can deliver the message kindly. You can deliver the message meanly, and sometimes you can deliver it meanly without knowing that you're being mean because you're not paying attention to the signs of how you say things. Like me, one of my biggest problems is people are like, well, then you said that so mean. And I was like, yo, that's how I talk, and I may not mean to be an asshole at the time, and I may not even realize, but I may just be coming off as one because I'm not recognizing your feelings about certain things. So it's just how to explain it the right way without, but it comes maturity and growth. So
I'm coming from the question really was if you're already coming from a place of love,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? So that's why when I said it, it was because I didn't care.
You just told him he was trash.
Right. And I was not nice about it. But me personally, I've never been in an actual relationship where I wasn't satisfied because
That's what I was about to say. Like, how do you even get in?
How do you get in
How
there?
do you get that far to not even be
that's
like?
a good question.
But
But what if they stop doing it?
but we when we talked about this,
Yeah, if somebody getting lazy, and if it was like, oh, I would do stuff
what if they
now.
stop
but we remember we were talking about one of my friends was going through was
Yeah.
it's almost a similar situation as in she decided her boyfriend decided, hey, you can go have a girlfriend, and the girlfriend has a boyfriend, and now the couple wants her, and now he has to share.
Oh man,
That is a big no no.
it's crazy.
But that comes from when you're not being satisfied
Right.
Yeah.
in the one relationship. So obviously something is missing
Yeah.
because now you feel like you need to go to do something extreme. But that's
is it
just something that
worth
she
it at
does.
that time? Like,
But it all depends on it all depends on how she feels about her main relationship and what she's comfortable, what their comfortability of doing.
Right. And that's the key that, in my opinion, any relationship that you're in, don't do something that you're completely uncomfortable doing
Yeah.
just to appease that other person. You
I mean-
need to have a conversation about it. Look, hey, I know this is what you want from me. I'm not comfortable doing it, because we see it's a lot. We see a lot of, especially nowadays, where people want to be adventurous, and you have a lot of, especially females. Females are they tend to be really guilty of this. They'll go and have a threesome with their man, right? Saying that they're comfortable with it. They're doing it because they know their
But they're
man
not.
wants it. And they're not. And then you can't handle it. And then that ends up messing up the entire relationship, because now you are insecure. Now you are, oh my God. he
But
doesn't
you know,
want me,
we've opened a taboo door here because and maybe we should even interview some of these people, because there are married couples that swing,
Yeah.
and there are husbands that get off on watching somebody fuck their wife.
But again, those are situations
I can
where-
never be that comfortable.
Right. And that's important to know. You have to know what makes you
Comfortable.
So for me, I'm very open-minded with people and their sexuality and their little kinks and stuff. I'm never going to judge a person, but I know for me what I can and can't do.
Yeah.
I can't share. I could not have a threesome in a marriage. I am not going to be able to share you. Oops, she ends up on the floor. I don't know how she got there.
Well, cut.
Young lady.
Well,
how did
cut.
she end up there? My bad. I didn't see you. My elbow hit your eye. I'm so sorry. Like, I can't.
Hey,
I can't
CP3,
do that.
what type of bracelet she got on today?
You
Look at my shade.
I lifted my hand up too high.
What type of bracelet you got on today there?
Just the regular.
A lot of different shit.
I mean,
Well, I'm scared, but what are your thoughts?
Oh
You know, we covered a lot of different topics. starting
Okay,
from where
so
we
let's start from the beginning. If a chick,
Well, like you said, there's no way that I'm going to be in a relationship with someone I'm not compatibly sexual with. And we're going to have that conversation off the break. That's just me, this is what I like, this is what, what I'm cool with. And it's ironic because currently I'm in a situation where the young lady doesn't do certain things that I'm used to, not something that I can't deal with, but I have to adjust to certain things that I know that I won't be getting. So
yeah.
right? Because you never know. People change. I'm just.
So, it's all about, like you say, compromise, and it's like you say, it's something that you can deal, that's not a deal breaker. And in this case, it's not really something I like, something I enjoy, but it's not something that I say, well, if you can't do that, then we not gonna
But
work.
what if she didn't do something that was like a must for you to be satisfied? Then how do you approach that?
I mean, you have a conversation. That's the one good thing about the person I'm dealing with. She's open-minded. She can communicate very well, and she's open to communication.
Right.
Because most times you have folks that tell you, I want you to be able to communicate, and they don't know how to, and they don't know how to receive the communication that you give them.
Yeah.
So I've been in that situation also. That's why I'm, happy where I am right now, because I have someone that actually listens and can,
Oh, I love to cry. This nigga got me all teary-eyed.
For 2 years, y'all been messing with me about finding somebody I was cool with. Now, do y'all keep fucking with? See, I'm gonna fuck both of y'all.
To hear you speak so lovingly, it's just amazing.
But
You're such a thought that it's good to
More in return, I choose what I identify with, okay? More in recovery is what you're going to respect my determination and what I
Okay, I'm so sorry. You're such a whore in recovery that it warms my heart to hear you speak so lovingly. It's just amazing.
as you can see, we are totally sick people. However, the CP3's point, communication is always going to be the biggest factor in any of that.
Yeah.
Like if you
Gotta be able to talk.
can't express to that person how you feel about this, and this, then it's not gonna work regardless.
What are we doing here?
You know.
Yeah, I agree.
Like if you like real talk, you should have communication before you stick your dick inside of her.
Exactly.
Like
That's what I say all the time. You got to do something after finish fucking. You got to talk. So if you ain't talked before, you definitely gonna talk after. And it's gonna be this.
How many times did that happen to you? Don't answer that.
That's why I learned it. Yeah.
But I mean, honestly, it does. Like the worst thing is to wake up with a person and be like, yo, why the fuck is this person even next to me? Like, and I've had that happen before. Like, what the fuck am I doing here?
You know why, but you don't.
I mean, no, you know why. I mean, let's get to it.
Is 151 the reason why?
No, it was Hennessy 151. We can name a couple of things.
Yeah.
We, shit. Nigga, you talk.
You trying to bust a nut. Simple as that. Sometimes you just trying.
And realize, men don't have a walk of shame. Men have. I'm gonna get the fuck up out of here because it's time to go.
Because we don't have the option to go through and see who we decide to, give it up to that night. When we get opportunity, you got to take it.
See, but the problem it be like some niggas who can't just be real and say that, and they try to get a whole relationship when they only just want sex.
Oh,
and
that's
then they
right.
just ran this whole game. You feel me?
That's an issue.
That is it.
Yeah.
That to me, that goes into what I've always been saying about these, dudes don't have conversation or game skills anymore. Because you can jump in, somebody's DM and be in their bedroom that night.
Well,
back in the day when we came up, you had to go, look for a female, get the number, hope the number is legit.
Nigga, we had to work.
Then call them maybe a week or two later, maybe see them a couple of weeks after that, and then possibly get the cheeks after you go out. Now, you can slide in somebody's DM with a slick line and you in their drawers that night. Then, like you say, next thing you know, 9 months later, she's pregnant. And then 9 halfway through the pregnancy, you realize you don't even like this motherfucker.
Is that what happened to you?
I don't have no kids. Stop putting kids on me. Y'all stop that shit. I told you, my pull-out game is spectacular.
I mean, and with the fact that you said that, I do want to make it a point to point out that for females who still have that mentality from back in the day, that's why it's difficult. Because you're competing with jumping in the DM and smashing her that night. That's what you're competing with. So it is difficult. But
you don't want them dudes.
Exactly. You don't want them.
You're right.
Helping you weed out.
You're right. But you also got females that's jumping in the inbox. You see what I'm saying? So if I'm talking to a dude and everything seems fine, but he got 3 different chicks jumping in his inbox.
And if he looking for a nut, then you don't want him.
You're right. But what I'm saying is that changes the dynamics of things.
But it still shows his character.
You're absolutely
So,
right.
yeah,
There's too many dudes out here that
they
can't
ain't
resist
shit.
temptation.
And you said it right. They're dudes. They're not men. That's what we get it fucked up at. They label these people as men. These folks are not men.
So
they are dudes.
So who was the dude?
I was a dude.
Okay.
So let's
yeah.
To his point though, real talk. Don't confuse a man with a nigga.
Exactly.
Because.
But it's too many
niggas.
Of the latter.
It's too many.
There's too many niggas perpetrating to be
men. Right. I mean, but you got and you got just like you can't.
A man can be a nigga though.
Oh no.
Yeah.
But when he has to, and that's the thing that they
but in reference to communicating with someone, I just want to put it out there. The advice I gave to my friend was that it's odd enough. It's the communication. Don't try to go outside of your relationship to fix what is within.
So how long were they together, or are together?
I know a couple years at this point.
So they've been together a couple years, right? So what sexually was broke with them wasn't broke this year.
Correct.
So.
But if the conversation comes up, like if I need something specific, right? And my significant other either used to do it and don't anymore, or they said, well, I don't feel comfortable now, maybe later, or something like that. And we get to a point where I need it. They're not providing it to me right now for whatever reason. what do you do? I suggested that a conversation be had.
The conversation needs to be had about what's the reason or why is it not going on.
That's what I'm saying, to find out why this is happening.
But
Don't go outside trying to fix what's within.
but also too, I think it's like this though. So if you know what was going on like for 4 years, right? So the first year you ain't say nothing. So the second year you ain't say nothing. Third year you ain't say nothing. But now we're on the fourth year. Now you want to say something. But you've made it all right for 3 years.
But what if they stop? You know what I mean? Because you have people change their thought processes, their focuses, the priorities change.
This ironically leads into the question we were going to talk about last week, but Lady Antoinette wasn't here with the post that I shared with the couple you said you like. When you're in a relationship, in a marriage, and the man or the woman wants sex and the partner isn't still sexually into the person or into having sex like that, and the husband's point was he's trying to be faithful, he's trying to give that to his wife, and she doesn't want to have sex on a regular basis, and when she does, it's like she just gives in and it's some bad sex, but she just like, okay, do what you want, get your nut, and I'm gonna go wash the laundry. Like what does a man or a woman do in that position? Is trying to be faithful. You're communicating with your spouse, telling them that you're trying to be satisfied there, and they still won't do anything to help that. And then now the only I hate to say it, but the only option is to please those sexual urges is to go outside of the marriage because you've done everything in your power trying to compromise and trying to get to that level where at least you can be satisfied and be pleased, and they don't want to budge. So what do you do in that situation? And I don't
So
know.
what let's see if you think like I have a crystal ball or a crystal bottle. So yeah. I have a feeling if you've been in a situation like that before, what did you do?
At that point in my life,
Nigga, it ain't my life. We already know what you did.
We already know what he did in that point in his life.
I was trying to be a good man. I was struggling to not venture outside because I had access.
And what did you tell the girl?
I lost the struggle.
No. What did you tell the girl?
What the one?
I want to hear.
Oh, what?
What did you tell the girl? What was your line?
I was just basically told you gotta step your game up.
No, that's not what you said, nigga.
Remember you telling us before.
What would you say? What did you tell her before you slept with her sister?
What did you say? Tell us.
Don't leave me home with a hard dick on my day off. Oh, dang. You don't do it. I'm saying it. You don't leave a man at home.
You had a whole room
on his day off.
Lady Antoinette, you had a whole room was like, damn.
I mean, it's certain. I'm just, and I
go to work.
And we get in the argument, you don't want to take care of a brother just because he got in an argument. Now I'm rolling around with a hard dick all day, and you know.
You roaming? Nigga, you was in the house.
Exactly. I was minding my business, flipping channel, and somebody knocks on my door,
and it just so happened to be her sister.
But hey, look, I left the house trying to be good. I even left the premises because I still feel like I didn't do nothing wrong. I did everything right, and I still got victimized. Look, it's not my fault. She followed me down to my folks' house.
How far did you go, nigga?
I went down the street. I left. I went to my relative's house.
How far was that?
That was like the house I was in was like right here. That was like maybe 2 blocks over.
Nigga, you went 2 blocks over.
I'm just saying. I didn't want to, and she came over there. I wouldn't expect them.
You went 2 blocks over to a house that she knew you was at.
Man, I didn't expect my female cousin to send her down to her room where I was at. And I told you, hey.
So now it's your female cousin's fault.
Yeah, man. Look, I went to get away. I'm like, look, I'm trying to be good. I'm trying to get away. But when she put my dick in her mouth, there's nothing else I can do.
Right.
Sorry.
Oh my God, that's right.
Head is my weakness. I'm sorry.
Okay, so anyway.
So save this conversation, Lady Antoinette, so we get in this damn show.
Right, because
y'all
at the end of the day, it is important to have some sort of communication. Also, on top of that, sometimes showing your significant other especially if they stopped doing it, and you don't want them to. The best sex is going to come from somebody who wants to give that to you. So
Say that
find
again,
out.
please. Say
Yes,
that
the
again.
best sex is from someone who wants to give it to you. Find out what is going on. It's usually something deeper. It's usually I don't feel appreciated, or I don't feel loved, or something of that nature. A lot of times that's what it is. Doing something very small can go so far when you're in a relationship with someone.
It does.
So talk to them. You know, find out, is it that you don't feel appreciated? Because real talk, if I feel appreciated by my significant other, I'm going to make sure that they feel appreciated as well. So
Yes.
I'm going to reciprocate that feeling. So if I know that you like something specific and you've done something for me that I like, I want to make sure that you feel the same way that I do.
Correct.
So that's a key on both male and female sides, because a lot of times we may want different things, but it can give us the exact same feeling. So if your wife, I'm not trying to be real explicit, but I'm talking about married people, okay? Just to be politically correct. But if your wife won't give you head, but you go and do them dishes and you get head later, you're welcome. Go do them dishes. She feels appreciated. She gonna make sure you feel appreciated. Real simple.
Makes sense.
So that is my advice in the situation. Communicate. Make sure that your significant other is okay, you know, and they're comfortable in their relationship.
Oh yeah, you can say.
But you know what? I feel like we how do we say it? Like put too much sex in a relationship. And when I say that, like I don't want to do something and be rewarded. You know what I mean? Like
Right.
it should be when I'm going into a relationship, I'm thinking more of that person and you know that bond that we're gonna grow together. Not expecting sex every day.
Right.
You know what I
But
mean?
some people's love language
Is
is
sex
different.
every day?
It can be physical.
Some people go
like
physical.
compliments. Some people
Yeah.
like physical acts. Some people like gifts. Everyone is different, so it's important to find out what your significant other. Like I said,
Communication.
she may feel on top of the world if you do the dishes for her,
Yeah.
and you may feel on top of the world if she give you head. It just depends on the person. It may be a different act, but it'll give the same feeling.
Yeah.
So it's important to find out what you need to give that your significant other.
Because she might be signing up for, giving head till we 80, 90 years old.
And if she loves you, and know that that's what you need and that's your love language, then that's cool. But you have to find out what hers is as well. So once you find out what she needs or wants, then you're good. As long as you're providing that in some way, shape, or form, the best of your ability. Because a lot of times it's also effort.
But that's the thing as when you versus niggas versus men. So when we was doing nigga shit, it's I'm busting my nut and leave. So
Right.
when you doing the man stuff, it's like, yo, her love language could be let me cuddle her, let me hold her, like it could be the touch.
Right.
And it's the growth.
If I'm doing dishes, you gotta swallow.
You know what? We're about to
I'm
end
just
this show.
saying, I'm just saying, I'm thinking about I'm just saying. If you doing dishes, better just head should be, on a regular now. You gonna do something.
No, but that's your opinion, yes.
I was just thinking about
But everybody is different.
so
Okay.
so if she so if you do dishes, she got swallowed.
A lot of
How did this come out of nowhere though?
I was thinking about they was talking about head and washing dishes. I'm like,
No, a lot of people don't feel like it's equal. They don't feel like it's
I
equivalent.
mean, if you put them in a dishwasher, okay, yeah.
Oh my
yeah.
God.
But if I'm actually washing them, drying them, and putting them away,
Nigga, you know how long it take to do dishes?
yeah, I used to do dishes. That's what I'm saying. I need more than just some head. I need this one.
I'm just gonna continue to pray for this young man.
Just saying.
So
we need to pray a circle.
you need to bring that sage back.
Where's the saints when we need them?
You need to bring that sage back.
That call on Wednesdays at noon.
Cause CP3 just be off the hook.
Name on the It's 2 days for my birthday. What you expect, babe?
Before we end this joint, once again, thank you, Slick Al, for coming through. I gotta give a big shout out to Nas. Nas has dropped the album King Disease 3. The first one he did get the Grammy off of. They've actually been solid albums. King Disease 2 had the joint with Lauryn Hill. And they're on his own record label. Yes.
Long time.
He should have. Yeah, he should have. Illmatic should have had a Grammy.
Man just got a Grammy. Come
Yeah.
on now.
Remember we
But
talked
that's
about
another
that.
story. Yeah, we
But
already had
but he's been dropping these albums independently. He even quoted on the joint. He was like, "Y'all ain't even used to me dropping like this." But he's doing this independently because it's on Mass Appeal Records, which is his record label. So he's eating off of that easily. And also we got to salute to Black Panther. 330 million, I believe.
something like that already.
Already.
This weekend.
When I say people that we don't realize the power of the black dollar, we have the most powerful dollar out of any culture. And if we spend it wisely and used it wisely, we would be in a better position of dictating on stuff. The reason
the first Black Panther made over $1
billion.
Let's top the numbers from the first one.
So, because keep in mind, this is what we do. The power of the black dollar is such a powerful thing. And if we used it more on black projects, we would see a lot of black things first. The reason why Louis and Gucci and all these other motherfuckers' last names are up where they at is because we value them over our own community.
And we need to stop that.
Hope the brand comes soon.
Well, it's good that you said that about the Black Panther movie that's taking off and doing so well. I was listening to a story on the radio. It's a series on Netflix that's about some young black women that are real estate agents that was doing great, but they're not picking it up for the second season. They canceled. And some of the women are speaking out saying, because they're showing black women in a positive light, out here doing things. But if they were doing ratchet stuff, they'd be picked up for season 2 and 3.
Absolutely.
So as you were saying about the power of the black consumer, we also have to watch what we watch, because I went on rants about it all the time. You'll see people on posts with these reality shows. Spoiler alert! I want to make sure I want to catch this before anything, yada yada yada. But they're tuning in for the bullshit and the nonsense and the ratchet shit, but they won't tune in to watch something to learn, and maybe they can do the same thing. And I'm gonna jump out there. It's mostly from jealousy.
So I'm
I want to add.
So I'm gonna add to or even not even add, but maybe encounter what you're saying. So we don't. Netflix is one commodity, correct? There are other commodities that we can market these stuff on, and it's us to support it.
BET, all black.
That's what I'm saying. There's all black. There's right now Tubi is showing a lot of up and coming
They do.
black films. Before that,
you got people in there you might know.
Yeah.
TV, real talk.
You have I interviewed Silk White and he has like 3 different shows that's on there. I remember his show was on fucking YouTube.
But see, you have the shows that are on the mainstream and then you're getting cut. And that's not opening the door for the other ones to come up.
But we have an opportunity to create our own lane, even with even with the streaming thing. Like, I need to go ahead and stop bullshitting and have get the interview with Eddie Kane, who has his own app and stream stuff, because he didn't want us to come along. Unfortunately, at that particular time, we were dealing with my aunt passing and then my uncle passing. And mentally, I wasn't in that space to think about that. But I do want to get him, because if we created our own lane, I was watching Damon Dash say this stuff, and he was like, when you create your own lane, they can't tell you where to go. And we forget that we have the power to create our own lane.
Yeah.
He was like, what made Rockefeller great was because all these niggas told us no. These niggas who praise Jay-Z now told him that Jay-Z was whack.
Yep.
So that nigga, he sucks.
And shout out to the ones who are creating their own lane. Like, I'm not a big fan of a lot of his work, but Tyler Perry is really putting it
Mhm.
down for what we now consider Black Hollywood.
Yeah, I mean, I understand. I don't ever plan to see a Medea play. However, I will always give that man props on the lane that he created. Um, and he's so much more than Medea. You know, he's had Fall from Grace was a good movie in my opinion.
Yeah, I mean, there's some
Um,
good projects there. Don't
Ashtray,
get me wrong.
bitch, that shit was hilarious. But it's when we create our own lanes, and stop looking for other people to give us our success. The worst thing we ever did was give hip hop away. When we gave hip hop away and stopped doing the independent record labels like the Master P. People forget that Def Jam was damn near an independent label when it first started. Sugar Hill Records was an independent label when it first started. But when we started giving our music away and people started controlling it, it changed the dynamic of what we heard. It changed the dynamic of what we saw. When hip hop became $1 billion business, then we went from the KRS Ones to the motherfuckers who talk murder, death, kill.
And shout out to Snoop for taking back Death Row.
Definitely. And we have to control our own narrative because at the end of the day, it's still our story, but we have to choose how we write it. And we keep forgetting, we keep putting the pen in other motherfuckers' hands, and that's our biggest problem. You know, writers walked out of Saturday Night Live this week because of Dave Chappelle.
Yeah.
Talking about we thought we canceled him. Fuck y'all. Y'all show ain't been funny. Only the time y'all show was funny when Dave Chappelle on it.
We gotta talk about that. He killed the last. Did you watch it? Did you see it?
I don't watch Saturday Night because it's been trash for over fucking 30 years.
You gotta watch the Dave. Last year when he went on,
we need the
killed-
ratings. For
Yeah.
him.
I still got that on my DVR. I
It's
watched
on-
the one
it's on
last
Hulu.
night. Yeah, the one last night wasn't as good as the one last year, but his monologue, he hit on some key points.
He did. I saw the monologue.
Yeah.
I saw the monologue on YouTube.
And you gotta watch the barbershop skit.
So
You gotta watch the barbershop skit. He
So,
touched on the
but-
Kyrie Kanye joint in it.
yeah, I saw that too.
Yeah, that joint. So,
So-
I mean, Dave is just a.
But when we tell truth, it's I like how Dave created his own lane. Because when people try to cancel you, you're like, I do the fuck I want. Because he did and he did. Like even when he did, the most beautiful thing I watched was when they gave the thing when he was honoring him about Duke Ellington. They was gonna name the hall after him, and then people protested, and this, and the way he flipped it on him was fucking beautiful.
Don't try to take that man away from me.
But there's been white comedians that say way more offensive stuff than Dave Chappelle, and they got streets and fucking. The fact that Washington D.C. is named after fucking George Washington, who was a fucking slave owner, is a tragedy in its fucking self. President's Day is the biggest lie. Columbus Day is the second. Thanksgiving is the.
I live in PG County right now. We don't recognize Columbus Day.
You shouldn't.
I mean, they call it Indigenous People Day.
That's what it should be.
And so I'm good with that. So
Yes.
because PG is acknowledged.
Acknowledged, yeah. So it's one of those
Push that lights
things.
there.
So when we, like I said, when we control our destiny, we are in like we forget that we control our destiny. When we control our destiny, we're in the driver's seat.
Yeah.
You know, if they close this, just because they close this one door, that doesn't mean there's 35 other doors that don't fucking open. We just gotta be willing to walk through it. And we have to do these things. Like success is not about how did Ali say it? It's not how many times you get knocked down, it's how many times you get up.
Yeah.
Because motherfuckers is gonna knock you down. But you gotta get up. And that's that's what we gotta realize. So like that black show you talking about, they may not get the $1 million budget that Netflix gave them, but they can still take that show and flip it to other people and still grow from that.
Yeah, but it's still making a valid point about the shows that they promote, and we control that narrative because they tune into it on so ravaged. But then you complain about, people, profiling black people or putting them in a certain light, or oh, she thinks I'm this or I'm welfare that. But look at the stuff that most people that have those prejudices and racism don't know any black people. They don't know what they see on TV.
Right.
So you're kind of adding to the problem because you're watching these shows because you would rather see conflict
Well,
between
see,
your
now,
people than your
Netflix,
people working together and
real
making a
talk,
profit.
I don't know if it didn't really get the ratings, and
No,
that's why I said,
it was a top
well,
rated
no,
show.
that's what I'm saying.
Who said it was top rated?
That's what when they looked at the numbers, it was one of the top rated shows.
Who
Netflix
said?
has been
Coming from the
cutting
reports
things.
from the Netflix from the when
Right.
they put the joint that they were
So here's the
canceling.
thing.
And that could be a
Unfortunately,
lot.
Netflix has been canceling a lot of things, and it doesn't make sense. So I don't feel that. I feel like the people were supporting it. It's just that these networks don't want to support it. There was a show I really liked, and I went to an HBCU, so of course I was really tuned in. It was called The Quad. That show had one season.
I heard of that joint.
That was really good. The network decided to cut it off. It was another show, even more recent.
But why
It
do
was
you
called
think they cut
Our
them off?
Kind of People. They're cutting it off because once they see that it's getting successful and it's getting a certain following, and then the writers, they're hiring these black writers to write these plots. The networks are not liking it because they don't like it.
When you can
It's
also look at it from the flip side is they're getting so many more views on these other shows, these ratchet shows, that
but
they
like
might
you
be
said,
pulling in good
they
numbers. They're pulling
got
in good numbers, but
if
they're not getting the
Netflix
advertising.
if Netflix had a top rated show and they still cut it,
Yeah, but
then what do you do?
but
But
that's what I'm
what?
saying.
What?
But you're looking at the aspect of
But
these
what?
other shows
What?
are getting more ratings than
What?
those
What?
shows.
What Netflix
So
show has a ratchet? What ratchet
I'm
Netflix
speaking
show?
of the housewives bullshit and all of that bull, all the reality show where they
But
show
see,
fighting
who
and
controls the
infighting
promotion? Who control these companies? These
because
networks
people
are.
are tuning in watching it. If you're not watching, the advertisers aren't going to put
But
advertisements. That means the
but
networks
No,
aren't going to make money.
but
When it
CP3, but
first
CP3.
starts, when the show comes out, before we watch it, what do? They promote the show.
And
They're
what do we tune into? The
No,
ratchetness.
listen. What they're promoting is the ratchetness.
But what do we? But they still watch
Well,
it.
first of all,
I've
I
never.
don't.
Yeah, you don't. But I'm talking about the man. I've never watched one reality show in a fucking day of my life.
But CP3,
But that's
you
the
have.
most thing that's on TV
But
right now.
here's the thing is that like you're talking about the housewives and this. If they're not on fucking Netflix, that conversation is mute.
No, I'm speaking about just
No, no,
in
no, no,
general
no,
of what
no.
we're consuming and
But
when you're saying how
but
powerful the dollar is, we're also powerful what we watch and what we put out there.
but
And what we're letting be put out there for something like you said, Tyler Perry, I can't stand him because he made money off of stereotypes. And he perpetuated that. And a lot of people believe that shit. So when you go out and get the grandmother and the white folks talk because they think she like Medea, that's where you get it from. But then we go support him and he's doing the black community with projects now. Yeah, 20 years after he's made millions off of plays and movies promoting that shit, now you want to be pro-black and I'm putting this I gave Elvin a job and all this and that. But you gotta look at the damage you've done through those collective years of the shit you put out there.
Let me ask you a question.
We're looking at.
Have you ever watched the Tyler Perry?
I've watched one for 15 minutes, one of the plays back in the day on videotape, and I got up and walked the fuck out.
So hold on. The reason why I asked is because Tyler Perry, on his plays, I'm not, like I said, I'm not a big fan, but in his plays, there are different aspects of the black family. Unfortunately, and it's not his fault, but unfortunately, any nonsense is what got promoted on that. But everything in the play wasn't nonsense. You have to understand that what's written, you have a plot, you have a beginning, you have the climax to the plot, you got a resolution, you got all these things going on. A lot of times they had the religious component, which a lot of people don't realize. They have a religious component. You have singing, you showcase a lot of talent. And everybody the worst person in all of his plays is usually Medea. And Medea is not displaying a stupid black woman. She's just a gangster.
And what gets portrayed? All of that positive stuff you just talked about,
Right.
none of that gets portrayed in the
that's my
advertising.
thing.
That's what gets put
But
out
that's my
there.
thing.
Her
All
pulling
of
the gun
his
out of her
plays-
pocketbook. Her
Right.
saying ratchet shit, driving a car. That's what is put out there and personified. So therefore, we have to watch what we support. And this is something that goes back to the civil rights movement, back with Malcolm X and the Black Panther. They wouldn't support stuff even if it was pro-black, but if it did something counteractive to the movement, they didn't support it. And that's our problem. We don't stand for any fucking thing. We go with the next hottest thing. Oh, this is what's hot. Or I'm going to watch it. Oh, it's pro-black. But you got to look at the message. That's what I never watched The Wire, because you promote the negative aspects of the black community. But then you had these same folks talking about they want change. but look at what you're putting out there.
But
And then you
that's-
have the
we're not in
consumers
control
consuming
of
it and believing that's real life.
We're not in control of that, and that's the sad part.
The
of it,
network
because
is putting it
But we're in control of what we watch.
we're in
but
control
a
of
lot
that
of white
portion,
people
but
were watching the
Yeah,
white.
that's cool, but like you say, the power of the black dollar and the power of the black viewership. If we get, when I say that I don't watch the Wire, I've never watched the Wire. Some people look like I'm fucking crazy. Oh, that shit was hot. Yeah, but look
But-
at what it's personified. Just like Power. I've never watched one episode.
but that's
People looking like I'm
that's the
crazy.
radio. That's
But here's
in
the
a general sense, that's everything that's targeted for
Mm.
black people.
this,
It's negative.
Exactly.
but here's the crazy thing about that.
The
That's
demographic.
the whole
But-
system.
And we're feeding into the cycle, but then you complain about the cycle.
But
And
CP3,
take from the
but
system.
CP3, Power, The Wire is just as ratchet as fucking Yellowstone.
Yeah, but I'd rather watch white people kill themselves than my own people. That's all we've seen.
See, but the problem
That's
is,
what
you
get
know,
over. They don't promote all that shit with the genocide of white people.
But
Well,
let me
you see
tell
that
you-
black
they
people.
don't
Let me
show that, and then
tell you this, though.
1,000 other positive
By
shows.
you watching
You have
by
one
you
positive
watching
show with
Yellow
1,000.
and not watching, that means that all those actors and the writers, the white people that have created Yellowstone, by you watching it, you're supporting those people.
But I support the plot and I support the show because it's not about drug dealers
Right.
trying to come up.
But
It's
when-
about land and plot
So
and the
who's
stuff that
getting-
goes on in the
so
business
let
world.
me rephrase. Who
They
gets
kill
paid-
motherfuckers all the time on that
Every- but that's what you
show.
do. You kill the motherfuckers all the time.
Hold on. So what gets played? What gets played and what you watch, those are the people who are getting paid.
Yeah, I
So you're
understand.
helping the white people get paid and not the black people.
That's
The
cool.
two shows that I mentioned, they were doing well. The network pulled it off. Were they doing too well? I don't know. But it was a positive image. Like I said, a lot of these networks, when we have these good shows, wholesome shows,
Yeah,
they snatch them off.
snatch 'em off. But like you say, they can go to other platforms, BET, and other stuff.
But those
If
other
we
platforms,
watch those
BET
and we
ain't black
follow
no
them,
more.
oh,
But
we know. I know
when
this.
they snatch them, then I mean, think about it like this: they creating all these shows, they snatching all these shows. So it's not that many networks that they can go to. They can go to OWN, they can go to All Black and things like that, but those shows can't pick up everything.
True. But there are different platforms that they can go to. They might not be the, like you say, the $1 million platforms, but if they want to keep their message getting out and then grow from it, they can. I keep on making the thing with Ice Cube, him starting a 3-on-3 league. Nobody was going to that shit before, but now it's built up and he's a certified business owner, international 3-on-3 league with his own money. So we can, like I said,
So
we
he
know
has
the
support.
system. We know the system is fucked up. So we know we got to work outside of it. We don't know how to hustle no more. Like you say, you can make your own lane. You can go to other networks and shop it. But we also have to watch in what we're putting our promotion into and what the message is. We don't look at the long game anymore like, okay, I'm watching this, but what is this really saying? We don't take that time. We just want
But here's the thing too is that you assume, not assume, but your take on Power is that it's negative, correct?
What about the people who live that lifestyle?
But for other people,
I understand. That's why I don't
but
want that
CP3,
personified, because
but
when you
but CP3, let me
so-called
finish.
show it-
Let me finish though. There are certain people that don't have that particular take on Power.
I know.
So just because they don't have that doesn't make them right. Doesn't make you wrong.
No,
Though.
I just give them a
So-
different perspective on it.
So their perspective is something totally different.
Yeah.
And
But
so
you know what I
You don't
find
have to
funny?
agree with me. I just want you to listen and see what I say, and you can be
But
like,
you know what I
all right,
find
I'm
funny?
still watching.
All
Cool.
the things CP3 talk bad about, all these shows, the ratchet reality shows, Power, The Wire, all of these type of shows are all on what type of networks?
Small independent.
No, Power is not.
Stars.
Who controls Stars?
white people.
Who controls what VH1 is with most of the ratchet stuff? Who controls that?
Well, who's writing?
Viacom.
Yeah,
Viacom.
I know, but
50
first of all, no. 50 wrote Power, but outside of that, who wrote
So let me-
these ratchet shows? The directors and producers of
Mona
these ratchet
Scott.
shows? What's that
Mona
white guy's
Scott.
name?
Mona Scott, who's a black lady who was Busta Rhymes' bodyguard. She created Love and Hip Hop and all that other
But look,
bullshit.
she don't run it no more.
It's the Boondocks effect.
What's that white guy who's on all them shows? He knows all like the Housewives.
I know you're talking. I don't know his name though.
He runs that.
Oh, more than likely.
Yeah, no, I'm telling you, he runs that.
Flavor Flav?
No,
Nah.
it's the white guy.
Oh.
He's on all the Housewives. Like when you see him pop up.
The motherfucker that interviews everybody and stuff like that. That's what you talking about?
When they had their reunion
Reunion
shows,
shows.
and stuff, that's him.
Yeah, I don't know his name.
Andy. Yeah. Andy runs all that. So you have to kind of look at, and even with 50 might write Power.
He doesn't. Correction. It's two women that write Power, and it's 50 is the money behind Power. And
Well,
he's the producer.
He's the producer because he's not the money. Stars is the money behind it. And we've seen over time because 50 run his mouth too much. 50 run his mouth too much. If 50 say the wrong stuff, Stars will pull it, and ain't nothing 50 can do.
Stars are gonna pull it because that's on Stars.
You're right.
That's the only reason.
But if he goes too far and they decide to pull it, he's done.
But the narrative of that whole show is not like they would pull it because it's going with what they want. You know what I mean? That's
Right,
a negative aspect.
But no, if they get angry with 50,
they're not. I mean,
the show.
Yeah, they're going.
It's fine.
Stars is in the position. Stars is in a rare position of where he has too much power on their network because if they would pull one show, he would just pull all this shit.
Yeah.
And
But I mean, if they get angry with 50, then all of that can be.
So they really not. They really not gonna really pull this shit only because like 80% of this, God dang, 80% of their fucking catalog is 80% of their catalog is either fucking Power or BMF.
I literally have friends who only
Watch Stars.
No, they only sign up for Stars when Power is on.
Yeah, that's me.
And outside of that, there are no subscriptions.
Yeah.
And there's so many people that are like that. So Stars would be nothing.
So Stars got me on a $6.99 subscription
Yeah,
just because BMF is about to come out, and I just finished watching what was it? I think it was Power. It was one of them shit. So but let's get ready to end this shit. Man, I gotta work in the morning.
What's CP3 say?
Alright, so CP3.
Yes, sir.
Tuesday is your birthday! Yes, and I am not gonna sing happy birthday to you, nigga.
Yeah. He gonna sing out of key. I know he ain't gonna sing on key. He had a couple of drinks.
Nigga, if I didn't have a couple of drinks, I wouldn't sing on key. What the fuck did you talking about? Nigga, I rap. I don't sing and I insult people. Those are my superpowers.
Hopefully your team will get a win on Monday and you can celebrate even more on Tuesday.
Oh yeah, I already made my vote for this.
CP3,
I got it going.
you know what? I'm not even gonna say it. I know by next week we'll be seeing CP4. Anyway.
Yeah, make sure you check out Sports on the Hill podcast tomorrow night, 9 o'clock. Robbie G and the team covering everything: Capitals, Commanders, Wizards. Tune in. It might be a pop-up show coming. You know, got some days off coming up for Turkey Day, so stay tuned. The morning show still in the works. Probably won't be hitting the airwaves probably in December sometime.
I think you just wait until the beginning of the new year.
I don't know. Let me playoffs around. I'm gonna see. It might be January, but I'm gonna see if I can at least get some things in the works for December. You know, I got the itch, man. It's been almost.
I know, but I know you want to, but I think just start a fresh start so you can do a straight run.
Yeah, man.
Like, there's no point in doing it at the very last. Yeah, doing like the end of the year and then not go through.
I got so much on my chest again. I ain't gotta be able to get off. Man.
Nigga, you always got something on your chest.
Man, at the gas station, man. About to blow up. I got some shit that I get off my chest.
Man, stop eating Taco Bell.
Never that. Yeah, care about Taco Bell? No. But go check out the YouTube channel. Check out the website, sportsothp.com. YouTube channel, Carol for the Third with 3 eyes. Just Google me. Hashtag CP3, hashtag SportsOTHP. Be on the lookout. A lot of shit in the works. Just stay tuned, baby. Stay tuned.
Yo, Lady Antoinette, what you got going on?
So we may live stream tomorrow on First String Podcast. So go to YouTube, search First String Podcast. That's with a 1 ST. We're live Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday. But like I said, we may live stream Monday Night Football. I don't know. We may have some special guests this week. We tend to have Doc Walker, Cedric Golson, a bunch of former Commander fans or players. So,
Okay, so special announcement. We might not have a show next week. Only because we've been nominated for this award. If I will, I gotta look to see about doing the RSVPs. So we may be in the building. We may, if I can get 3 tickets for that, I'll let y'all know.
What'd you say?
What'd you say? What'd you say?
What?
Huh?
What's going on?
Got some things going on.
Yeah, I bet you do. I bet you do. I bet you do. You, I see you grinning like the Joker over there.
Hey man.
So we are whichever. So if we don't have a show next week, that'll be fine. But we do need to. We're not getting out of brunch just because you got a fucking date this year, bro. So even if we do it at the end of the month or do it next month, we do need to do our annual at the bar brunch.
Well, semi-annual because we do it usually in June and then also in November.
That's true. So we definitely need to get it. And let's try to keep the budget under $1,000 this time.
The budget is definitely under 1,000.
Lady Antoinette.
We might gotta leave you at home.
I'm the good one.
Shit.
Did y'all not get gifts? No, y'all didn't get gifts. Well, I got gifts.
Anyway,
that was 2 years ago.
So in honor of CP3, we like to do his acting debut.
Oh, yeah.
Gunman number 2 in the building.
Yes, sir.
I love this video. This song had people on Money Combo. If we're not here next week, then we'll be back the following week. Oh, no, we won't because that'll be Thanksgiving weekend. I might be here. I might be sober. Shout out to
Money.
number 2.
Money. I love that money.
That nigga said he was like a real life thug.
Money, 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 money. Money, 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 money. Money, 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 money. Money, 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 money. You don't really want to play. Money, 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 money's what I'm talking about. We don't really know what you been talking about. And you don't really want to play. You don't know what to say. It's money, 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 money's what I'm talking about. We don't really know what you always been talking about. And I don't wanna be the one who always really talk about. And you don't really want to play. You don't know what to say. Cause money, 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 money's what I'm talking about. Money, 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 make you shut him mouth. Don't never ever talk about it if you never had the clout. You don't know what to say, stay up out of my way. Cause money, 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 make me shut him off.
That nigga running like a thug.
Playing with this goonies, boy, I'm gonna have to make the call. Stay in bounds on your pivot, boy, you from Cause a lot of niggas be fake, and you really can't play. We done got it out the mud, nigga, what you talking about? Screaming, oh my God, money got me pride. They living a lie, look into my eyes, they might seem surprised, this is homicide. We just multiply, we been on the rise. If we got some wings, fuck it, we gon' have to fly. Money, 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 money's what I'm talking about. Day in my life, take me a different route. And use all my case, niggas on my face. You can get it erased, what you talking about? Money, 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 money's what I'm talking about. We don't really know what you been talking about. And you don't really want to play. You don't know what to say. Cause money, 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 money's what I'm talking about. We don't really know what you always been talking about. And I don't wanna be the one who always really talk about. And
And you don't really want play. You don't know what to say. Cause money is what I'm talking about. You never crossing these borders. I'm whipping it up, Gordon Ramsay. I swear that I'm cooking these orders. You talk about me, you better just hope that you can just really afford it. I'm ballin', I'm winning, I'm feeling like Robert Tahori. Nigga, I'm scoring. I count in the morning. They talk about me, then I gotta ignore it. My bitches be foreign, so independent, my money be corporate. These rappers is boring. You hate me and I'm always gonna adore it. I'm smoking that Soarin'. She always go ahead, let me explore it. I call her my Dora. You can go and talk about me, I ain't flawless. I go put my all in. If a nigga talk about me, then I'm gone in. You know that I'm gone in. Jump in, take trips, Pompeii, all day, always keep 3 stacks like Andre. I get it, man. And you can never, ever get rid of that. So watch what you say, and watch how you do. If you playing the game, then you play by the rules. Money is what I'm talking about. We don't really know what you been talking about. And you don't really want to play. You don't know what to say. Cause money is what I'm talking about. We don't really know what you always been talking about. And I don't wanna be the one who always really talk about. And you don't really want to play. You don't know what to say. Cause money is what I'm talking about.
It's a blessing to make it that age.
Oh yeah.
They dying young out here. It's a blessing.
All right, we are good to go.
Appreciate you.
Thank you so much.
I meant.
Prince des anges d'Afrique. Bébé la mukana olota. Mama oyebisa ngai. Nabala mando na te. Nabala mando na te. Bébé la mukana olota. Mama bandeli lisusu. Nabala mando na te. Nabala mando na te. Passion malamu bazali. Akolala kolamuka na projet na yo. Otia yo na mabondeli yo. Oyanga mando na uti wapi. Apekisaki nga bilingalinga. Mekasi na yo kakite. Tala efuti nga zero e. Nazande matoi mangongi ngongi yo. Nazande matoi mangongi ngongi ye. Nazande matoi mangongi ngongi yo. Nazande matoi mangongi ngongi yo. Ebele bana wa ils font semblant mais ba ebike na suka ba kobala na terre. Composter na tous les jours na ba réseaux sociaux na yo synonyme jusqu'à la garte. O supaka na ba insomnie na mawa na ba chagrin na ba souci na ba tumement na ba jeté blanc suka nango ola lili kola orewa. Bona bien moi c'est à Colina. Bakota mabele likolo kozanga koyeba kopona keba keba la compétition Théo. La compétition
That's what they say. I'm surprised you ain't going to Nigeria. They tell me some Daddy December. Mm-hmm. Gunner, so you go out there, you won't come back no girlfriend.
Yeah.
My phone just died. But I was thinking, yeah, it just died.
Get my number from him and then send it to me. See, but yeah, you said you got a